Alright, let's dial down the desktop audio a little bit. I think I should do it. A little bit more. About that much. Alright, we are about 10 minutes away from the festivities, so I just want to get the stream up as soon as possible. And we will do some reactions when it actually happens. Should be fun. Look here, let me get to the... There we go. That's my countdown where I'm out relative to you in the stream, because there is a little latency. And we'll have some fun times once the stream actually starts. 9 minutes to go. Boom, 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 boom. So, general stream predictions though, because I should probably do a couple of those. Obviously, Street Fighter V, it's very last year, presumably. It should hopefully go off with a bang. It'll definitely get a Sunday show. It is Street Fighter. Guilty Gear Stripe needs to be in there. It just needs to be in there. Easily the best actually active anime title right now. I'm being told from people in the fighting game community that they don't expect an NRS game to be in there this year because supposedly the next Mortal Kombat is already in development. But like it's strange not to have an Evo without an NRS game, right? So I'm still expecting the latest one to be there, even if there's like no real developer support at the moment. Because it just doesn't play like anything else. They want representation. Tekken has to be there. There'll probably be an announcement for Tekken 8 or whatever next Tekken tag team title is in going forward. Maybe Soul Calibur. I feel like this year will be heavy on the anime games. Dragon Ball FighterZ. I personally dislike watching it because it takes so damn long. But we'll see. We'll see. It does have a new DLC character after all. They have still been churning stuff out, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it returning for another Evo. The biggest question of all, however, is whether or not there's going to be a Marvel vs. Capcom return. Because it was originally slated to do so back in 2020. But we know what happened in 2020. Basically a whole lot of nothing. Basically, online Evo was a waste of time for everybody involved. Because everybody got sick again. Or infected. Or reinfected even. It was just a big shit show. Not exactly the best. What else? There's the French bread special. There's Melty Blood. Melty Blood has a very high possibility of being in the running. Because Type Lumina hasn't had its Evo yet. And so therefore it'll probably be in. Skullgirls is almost definitely in. Skullgirls has honestly been stronger since they dropped their main dev. That guy was definitely holding it back in more than one way. What else? I don't know. Hey GG, I didn't see you there. How are you doing? What else? Oh, right. This Evo in particular, they're putting a lot more emphasis on the production quality, both during the stream and elsewhere. Previous Evo announcements was basically like Joey Wizard, the scum. Hiding the show, making some bad jokes. This year they wanted to be more of a celebration, at least according to the new GM TheHadou. And there's some stuff I cannot talk about due to NDAs. But that's just how it goes. And completely unrelated news, I figured out, doing well, schoolwork done for today. Yep. All my work's done. Tomorrow I'll probably be working from home, making some short videos for clients. Fun stuff. Dun, 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 dun. 3 minutes until the show starts. Right, well, how's it going? Right. This year there's going to be something about like celebrating fighting games in general. I expect there to be a lot of interviews with pro players and going over legendary moments. They'll probably have the website up if I have any guess about how that's going to work out. Let me fix my UI a little bit. Why is it? Okay, there we go. That gets rid of the black bars. Like, I did some tweaking to my video settings in response to some of the recent controversies where people accidentally dock themselves. But it also makes it so that I have to readjust some things. Because video-based, well, virtual camera input produces black bars on bottom and top of the screen for some reason. But that's easily adjusted. No big deal. I'm actually planning to make a TikTok about that. how to stream, especially as a YouTuber, without accidentally doxing yourself whenever you press Alt-Shift. I'm not surprised that people don't know how to best utilize their OBS to prevent situations like that. But they should know. They should know. I'll make a simple video to show how to do it. It won't be very long. I don't expect any views for it, but hopefully people can just like point towards it. I'll probably even like send up to like our virtual YouTubers to make sure that people have access to it in general. We are almost time to go. One minute to go. Yep, helpful stuff. And also, hopefully reduces the amount of stupid drama that happens because of leaks like that. Like, if you know what I'm talking about, Needy Sanji in particular had an accidental reveal of one of their like private Discord servers they use amongst the talents themselves, and some unkind words were apparently discovered. 4chan got involved. A whole bunch of minor details. I'm kind of pissed at one of the folks involved. Not too pissed. I just don't like the dude. But like, I can't be mad about it because private conversations like that were never supposed to like necessarily be taken seriously, especially for event channels. But there's a whole ton of ways you can easily avoid it, like overexposing yourself like that. Oh, here we go. Oh, those empty tables and chairs. I'm so sad looking at them. It's been so long. Create your own Evo moment. What's with this sad, like, music box tune? Hey, 37. Yep. That's it. I like that they only show song cuts for like half a second when the dude has been winning over and over again for years and years. Ah, Tekken. Good ass Tekken. Oh, hell yes. Oh, some good old Street Fighter 2. I've only been to Evo in person once, but I've been meaning to again. The main problem, of course, is the pandemic and how long it's been. Tokido. All right. Strap in because it's probably going to be a long night.
Welcome to the Evolution 2022 announcement show. I'm Sajam, joined by the lovely
Tasty Steve.
How you doing?
It's been quite some time, man. I know you don't leave the house as much often, but it's really nice to see you, man. The hair beyond compare. I like to see you still holding up well, man. But we're not here to catch up, even though we will catch up. We are here on serious business, very important information that will be pivotal to the people.
That's the fanciest I've ever seen Evo announcements being made on.
We're here.
Yeah, so this is the Evo announcement show. You've seen this probably a few times before. What we're going to do is talk about the Evo games lineup and any details and information you need to know. So An example of that, Evo is going to be happening August 5th through the 7th this year at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. Kind of the time and place I think most people expect.
August 5th or 7th,
No,
yeah,
it's definitely
as
true,
usual.
man.
Mandalay Bay,
Evo
also the
typically
traditional
lands around the
place.
summer, and
Mandalay
those
Bay is probably a
sweltering days of
carryover
the heat
from the
makes
contract they
Vegas seem
signed
a lot more cooler, especially
way back
considering
in, like,
there's
I want
lots
to
of
say
pools around.
2018.
And we are returning to the Mandalay Bay, like you pointed out, with over 50% more convention space to have an amazing tournament on top of it. So all you people coming,
that's
returning FGC
When I was at
alumni,
Evo in
the
like
new FGC
2016,
people, and
I think,
everybody that just wants to see some high
it
level
was
video
crammed to
game
capacity
action,
in
you
some
guys will be
days.
able to do that with a lot more space at Mandalay Bay this time around.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. So Evo, obviously, you know, a couple years ago, we were getting ready to come back and like go to Evo, and I'm sure you're excited. I'm excited. Everybody's like, cool, offline Evo is going to be a great time. And then COVID happened, and we were like, well, a couple months, you know, we'll see each other. By the time, remember, it was like by the time summer comes around,
If only it was
we'll
a
be at
couple
Evo,
months.
like it's going to blow
If
through.
only it was a couple months.
So we've had an online Evo since then, obviously. There's been some other situations that have happened, and finally, we're here. Offline Evo.
Yeah, that other
space.
situation
That's the coolest thing. When I heard that
was
the
Joey
convention
Coiler,
is
Mr. Wizard,
50% bigger. I was like,
getting-
that is ridiculous.
getting
That is
pointed
so
to
cool
for certain
because
sexually
it's like
predatory
Evo, even though it
behavior.
couldn't happen for a
He's no
couple
longer
years,
involved.
It's still grown. And
Yeah.
we
Evo's
have
since
more
been sold off to
space for
Sony.
everybody to run around and have
Pokemane's
setups and
agency is now
casuals
in
and
charge of it.
Play awesome video games, have projectors,
That was a
space
shock.
seating, you know, boosts, all that kind of stuff that you want to run around
I'll-
and have at
well,
Evo, which I think is
Obviously,
really
when I say
cool.
Pokemon,
And
just
it's
mean the
even
agency
more
that
space
she
and
happens
stuff
to
we
be the
really
face
love.
of.
You know,
I
if you
really
bring
doubt
up a
she's
good
going to be
point,
involved in
because
any
for all those
day-to-day
new
business
people,
with
it
fighting
does
games,
have that
because she
convention
has
feel.
expressed
You'll get an opportunity.
zero
I mean,
prior
you said
interest
at a signing
in
desk
that
or two
particular
on
genre.
Monday. I mean, you're going to have a lot of space to go around and meet a lot of your favorite players, a lot of your favorite streamers, especially on the fighting
But I'm
game
sure her
side of
Sony
things,
backers have
with
been
a lot
paying
more
plenty
space
attention
do
to
that.
the
And
overall
on top of that, we're
value
gonna
of
have
the
a
Evo
nice
brand.
setup because we already know the HadouO is in control of things here. It's going to be a good time here.
Yeah, and that's what I'm excited about too. So, Steve, I want to get into the games lineup. I'm trying to know what games are going to be at Evo. They don't tell us anything. We don't even get to know. We just have to say what's the game going to be. Like,
so
that's
they
just
also
how
have
it
to
is.
We
react
say
to it
what's the
live.
game and then we wait. But it's cool. We have nice little announcers this time around for our games. So without further ado, I should say, we're going to send it to Jammers with our first game for Evo 2022.
Much love, Sajam and Steve, for handing it over
HD
to us.
Jammers.
But
I'm not
ladies and
familiar with
gentlemen,
this
I
dude.
have the pleasure of announcing that Street Fighter V will be a main game at this
Yeah,
year's
nobody's
Evolution
surprised.
Evo 2022. And in celebration of this announcement, we are going to be putting on an exhibition between some of the finest
Oh,
players in Europe.
nice.
Hurricane going up against Mr. Crimson. I'm going to be one of your commentators for this exhibition, Jammers, and alongside
That
me
explains
is
it.
highly
That's a
revered
really heavy
and
British accent.
European, honorary European.
Hey, James Chan.
James,
I've known this dude
tell
for
me,
years.
How are you feeling today?
Years and years.
I'm feeling great now, especially I'm an honorary European. I feel really great about that, and obviously really excited to see Street Fighter V.
His hair has
back
gotten
to
bigger with
Evo,
every single year.
as expected. Again,
He looks
Street
healthier
Fighter
than last time I
V,
saw him,
Street
though.
Fighter, the series, has had such a long history of Evo, of such wonderful moments, right? I mean, obviously, look, everyone remembers the Daigo parry. But, you know, and everyone remembers Tokido winning and some commentator crying on stream a bunch, you know.
Yeah, James gets
You know,
really
there's
emotional.
So many great moments, you know, Daigo and Justin, their rematch in Street Fighter 4, and, you know, even Punko getting the perfect on
Satsu
Daigo 2
Hadou
years later at Street Fighter 4
Ken.
Top 8.
Post-apocalyptic hairstyle.
Yep.
Yep.
And I can only
Yep.
imagine that this year we're gonna get.
He ain't the only one that changed his style up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've loved it when Problem X won Evo in 2018. Like you mentioned before, Tokido won it the year before in 2017. One of my favorites that even got me involved with fighting games in the first place is actually when Fudo won Evo in 2011 in SF4. I mean, like, that was a
2011, that was ages ago.
But again, Evo
I kind of miss
continues to
SF4
provide
actually.
and
I like
give
the
us fantastic moments.
aesthetically.
But you know what? We can
The
reminisce
focus hack
about
using,
the
like,
old days. And what's the
ink
count
brush
for Street Fighter
art
at Evolution 2022
was a
But
great
we
stylistic
need to go
decision,
over to
right?
this exhibition because
And
I'm
I was hoping to
waiting
see more of that
our
with
fine
with
gentlemen
SF6, but they
play
decided to
this
go with a
exhibition.
really
Roll
like
on to the
safe
games
sports
and watch the
aesthetic.
games.
I'm kind of pissed about that, honestly. Well, everybody is.
I'm really
but
excited
seriously,
to
kind
watch
of
this
pissed.
again. You
Ooh,
know,
Terry
Hurricane
versus
and
Luke.
Mr. Crimson. I mean, two just amazing players. Hurricane's been killing it with Cammy. And then Mr. Crimson, you know, I was gonna
I like how even that
talk
had a little
all
lag.
about his amazing Dulcim play, but it seems to me that Mr.
Luke is
Crimson
supposedly
has,
the so-called future of Street Fighter.
Nah, he's been having a lot
I'm not sure,
of fun with
like,
Luke.
it's been a while since I looked into the storyline. I know that Street Fighter 3 is technically after Street Fighter 5.
Losing to his Luke personally, but he's been putting in that work and making sure his main and his
Damn,
secondary stay on
that's
fine
dagger.
form.
That's
You can
painful.
see that there, James, that he's already dominating against Hurricane's Cammy.
Man,
That was
I mean,
quick.
you said you were losing to his Luke. Well, Hurricane looking like
Yeah, I agree.
falling victim
Every
to
Street
the
Fighter
Luke
is a
as
little
well
different,
so
but like
far.
Street Fighter 5 was the evolution on the Street Fighter 4 aesthetic, right? Like, sure, we had the whole funny banana hair issue and everything else.
I think he thought he was going to land
but
on the other side. I think both of them thought
it was a
he
natural
gonna cross
evolution
up
in terms
and
of the
just land
overall
in the
aesthetic.
front.
And we can't really say too much about Street Fighter
You don't
6 yet
forget,
because we've
man,
only seen like
this year's
a
Evo,
10-second
you're probably
trailer in the
gonna see
logo.
A ton of Lukes.
But I don't
Be
like what the
prepared
logo
and ready,
infers.
depending what's going to happen
Like,
with this character.
Well, oh no! Hurricane.
I don't think they
dropping a
outright
combo right there.
copied
But
the
Still
dude's
manages to get,
clip art logo,
Mr. Crimson to the corner
but
with the
because of how
future
safely it's
activation,
designed, how
gonna get him
minimalistic
right
it
out of there.
is, it's
And
understandable
it
that
was a good choice
it
from
seems
him.
as if they copied, right?
Where's the juggle? Where's the
Because
EXP
there's only so many
juggle
ways
right
you can
there?
make a
'Cause
hexagon,
right
basically.
now,
Unsure.
Hurricane's in danger of getting chipped. I
Damn.
think that's what that shoulder rush from Crimson.
Hurricane's
was
kinda
gonna
feeling the
be.
pressure
He was
there.
Trying to do shoulder rush right into super for the chip. It missed, but fortunately for Crimson, worked out anyway.
Yeah, it was interesting because Mr. Crimson went for 2 grabs after that activation because if Hurricane decided to challenge or get baited, he was going to lose to a combo into the CA. So that's why he took those grabs. And then obviously, as you identified, James, he went for the Avenger tackle to try and chip him, but Hurricane was 1 step ahead. But still close, but no cigar. Let's see if we can get back on the board here, James.
Oh, that's good.
Right, gets the dive kick. Oh no! Hurricane definitely
Blockstream
dropping a
was
lot of
not enough
combos.
pressure.
Yeah, this is
Oh, there we
uncharacteristic
go.
of him. He's
That's a little better.
normally this,
That's what he was going for the first time.
About doing certain things. He's usually consistent with this stuff. And you can't be dropping
Damn.
combos
Hold on,
against
I'm
Luke.
getting
Not
a
with
call.
the character as low vitality as Cammy.
Yeah, it looked like he
Hold
was
on,
trying to
I'll
bait
be
out
right
the
back.
DP, suspecting Mr. Crimson after the dash under to try to bust out with the DP. Instead, Mr. Crimson went with the throw. Okay, here we go. Nice. Using the throw off of the EX Hooligan to stay close, but then puts himself back in the corner.
Oh no, and he's gonna hit
Freaking
him
junk
with
mail,
the
as usual.
destructive CA and end it there.
Damn,
That's gonna be
Hurricane got
putting
rocked.
Mr. Crimson at potential
Supposed to be
match
the
point
other way
here.
around. The phrase is rock you like a hurricane, not rock you like hurricane.
Again, I mean, this past year, 2021, I should say, was really, I feel like, the year of Mr. Crimson. He really
For sure.
got to show off his strength and become one of the
Oh,
elite players. Ooh,
broke through.
nice use of the
Broke his jaw.
too from Cammy.
Alright, gets the whiff punish on the stand fist there, but Mr. Crimson gonna be fighting from the corner. He's comfortable doing that with both his
There
characters.
we go.
But Hurricane needs
Keep
to
the
get
pressure
around
on.
the board,
Wake up,
and it's time
grab
to
is
throw
aggressive.
there, James.
Yeah, just the wake-up throw. Might have even been a tech attempt. Oh, okay, here we go. He's got the meter. Yes, for the critical
Yep.
art.
There we go.
Hurricane is on the board. Let's go.
That kills.
There you go. Slowly but surely. It takes a while to kind of find your rhythm again and pick up the
Oh,
pace.
man,
I
Alina.
think a character that's going to surprise you.
Maybe.
Or galvanize you into getting back.
I'm
to
not
the
sure if I
fight.
like
He
those
is gonna
stays
be
too
Luke.
much, but
Charges up that B skill one. Gets
I don't know. She might be balanced for this current
Too
meta.
high for that dive kick, but you know, Hurricane also
You
a
are diving
lot
pretty
of
quick-
success
pretty quickly.
playing on a lot of the online events for the past couple of years.
So funny
Same
thing
with
is,
Mr.
I'm
Crimson.
acquainted with
He's
one of the
gone
best
back and
Bison
forth
players
their,
in the
online
US right
records in
now.
the past year and a half.
Co-workers,
It's
actually.
been pretty wild, and they both use Luke too. So I'm surprised we didn't see a Luke mirror from these guys.
I think he might be able to do better.
Hurricane
Be able to
wants
apply
do
pressure
his
better than Hurricane right
original
now.
main, and here we go. Nice dive kick. Not gonna juggle with any EX.
He has this really annoying
Stay
playstyle where
close
it's
in
basically
here.
just
Look at
taking
this,
full
Hurricane
advantage
now
of,
so close to tying this up.
counter
1-1.
actions, rather than like
Right.
keeping the consistent pressure.
Hurricane.
One good confirmed, just like
Oh,
that.
that's good. That's good shit.
There you go. See, and that's what's crazy about these characters, James. It's how threatening and how devastating their crouching medium kicks are. The mileage they get from them with resources or without resources, it's still pretty deadly. And this is what you need to be doing at the highest level, getting those crouching medium kick hit combos with Cammys, with Lukes, with your Karens as well. But again, great to see that Hurricane's back in form. He's fully focused. It's one apiece right now, but who's going to take this next game, James?
Yep. Vice is all about being plus on block.
2 out of 3, so whoever wins this one takes it. We're at a best of 1 now. And you're talking about these crouching medium kick converts. There was one right there, and see, Hurricane dropped his right there. And it's
He probably just barely got it too. Like he was definitely taking full advantage of it rather than like predicting it would come up.
Oh, caught him with the crush.
Oh,
Okay.
that was brutal.
Stun, he missed
Oh,
it. And
no.
Mr. Crimson wanted to do so. I'm not sure Mr. Crimson input there. It might have been Luke's V reversal because it was with a kick.
Yeah.
He didn't get the stun.
DP.
That was cold.
Reactions got the DP to stop the dive kick. He had it all ready to go. So now Mr. Crimson match
Classic
point,
Street
and
Fighter.
there's that single hit confirm again.
Nice.
There it is. Oh, good space dive kick. He got Mr. Crimson to have an execution area there. But again,
Checking his
Hurricane
angles
hasn't
all the
been able to take
time.
advantage of that, and he's had
His jaw was
another
exposed on that end
execution
of that
error.
block
Probably
screen, though.
mistimed, input there for the hit confirm, James.
Oh. Got a solar
Okay,
plex.
but again, that was punishable once again. Hurricane gets
Got
a
a tech. That was really predictable.
combo.
I think
Gonna save
if I was in that
the
position,
trigger,
I'm
but
not
here
saying
we
I
go.
would have been
Into
able
the
to pull it
critical
off.
art, no.
But if I was in that
He's not
position,
gonna
instead of
do-
going for
I
the
guess he
grab
didn't
there,
think
because
it
it
was gonna
seems
kill
like
yet.
the grab is the most common option for there. I would try for an overhead.
Not quite, and he missed it. No. Oh, he missed it. Do you know
Count him
what,
for
James?
whip-
That
for
about
whipped
pretty much
EPS.
sums up Hurricane's gameplay in this exhibition because if he could
It's a fun
get
mechanic.
that is
I'm mostly a
incredible.
Guilty Gear
That's
Strive
such
player.
unfortunate.
In fact, almost
And his
exclusively a
demise
Guilty
is
Gear Strive
absolute
player.
delight from Mr.
So playing off the counter hits is
Nice
like
exhibition
bread and butter
right
for
there.
me.
Yeah, to be
I'm not
fair,
sure how
you know,
how
while
happy the
drill
Street
hits
Fighter
at
crew
that
will be
range,
with
it's just
massive
outside
bonuses
of
on
the
counter
corner.
hits though.
Sometimes it's hard to tell which direction is, but it was just the regular drill. It wasn't even the V-trigger drill, I think, so it should have been the same direction. But that's unfortunate for Hurricane, but definitely shout outs to the two players, you know, obviously playing a nice fun exhibition for us and for you guys out there in celebration of Street Fighter V being announced for Evo.
What a match we just witnessed there. James, thank you very much for joining me on commentary. Don't forget, people, just make sure you register for Street Fighter V at Evo.
Yep.
But now what we got to do is we got to hand it back to our
It's
great
James
hosts,
Chen.
Jam and
He's
Steve.
a legend in the
Take it away,
commentary
gents.
field.
And there you have it, our very first
Hey,
time
there's
announced
Hadou with
for
a switch.
Evo 2022. It's going to be Street Fighter V Champion Edition. Shout outs to both Hurricane and Mr. Crimson for that amazing
Playing
exhibition.
chess like they
And
know what they're
a
doing.
game
That's the
to start it
funniest
off, right?
thing.
We've been playing Street Fighter V for quite some time, and we've gotten so much new talent with lots of
Got
representation all
bamboozled.
around the
Ah.
world. I think it's amazing that this game is coming back. They have announced a new one, so this might be the last hurrah where we get to see some Street Fighter V high-level action, especially at a tournament like Evo.
Yeah, I think that's the cool thing is most people probably expect Street Fighter to beat Evo in some way, shape, or form, right? It's always going to be there. It's kind of has a long
Yeah.
history and legacy at the event. But the cool thing is, as you mentioned, I think with a lot of the games, like Street Fighter V has had a lot of, you know, different versions and different years.
Dude
and
pushed
years of
up his
offline
castle
play.
all the
And so, like, to
way.
get one final like offline, you know, event or experience.
Sorry,
that's
just
really
commentating the
meaningful
chess
to the
match.
community, I think is actually really important. A lot of the discussion now is like,
It's true.
you know, we've been
Imagine
playing
if there's
online
a
for couple
chess
years and we, like,
display
this
at
game's
Evo,
really fun,
actually.
we enjoy
That
it,
would be
but
really,
we
really,
wanna
really
have
funny.
that kind of
If
offline
what's happening on the
games
left
changed
side of
so
the
much
Oh,
since the
yes.
last time we had
that is
Evo,
definitely a
so it's
switch.
not that
Is absolutely a switch because the Steam Deck is not that thin.
And they're
That's
still
the
bringing
switch
out- they
with
still
the,
had
brake
a lot of
controls.
characters released in that downtime.
The
while
default-
we had
the,
been
def-
able to have offline
actually,
events, as well as this is the highest point of Street
Is
Fighter
it
V
the
competition
one with the
that we've
OLED?
seen,
Probably not,
obviously,
but I think it
towards
might
the
be.
tail end of the game. So with that being said, honestly, I can't wait to see what happens. The level of competition that you saw in this exhibition.
But
is
no,
only
the Steam Deck is
tip
definitely a
of the
chunkier
iceberg
beast.
for what you can expect for Street Fighter V because it has been around for so long, and every player is kind of refined at this point. So I can't
It
wait
actually
to see what
legitimately
happens.
make me
We had
happy.
a
If
lot
there's
of surprises
if
come
there's
up from
chess
all these
boxing
different
at
players
Evo
all
though,
over
it would be the
the game.
funniest shit in
I
the
can't
world.
wait to
I
see
will
what Evo
absolutely watch.
2022
I will
does for what this game
absolutely
has
be
left
excited for
in
it.
the tank.
Yeah, and what you saw just now.
It won't happen. There's no way it's gonna be chess
That's
boxing,
kinda
but it'll
gonna
be
the
freaking
flow
hilarious.
that we have today. The cool thing is,
So
if
Nintendo
you
actually
watch
does have
it
some
before,
presence
you
in
know,
terms
you're
of
like,
like
I don't
just
know what
games
this
being
game is,
compatible
I'm
on
not sure what
Switch.
game just got announced,
Them
or
not
if
giving
you played the
Smash
game,
Bros
you're
this
like, I don't
year,
know anything about
I
Street Fighter.
suspect
So the exhibition's a
it
good
has a
idea of
lot
what
to
high-level play
do
looks like for the game.
with
So I always
the
encourage everyone to watch
Panda
all the
Global
updates,
tournament that they
every
haven't
Evo
actually
you're
given
trying,
details
especially if
for
it's your
yet.
first one, you don't know what's going
It
on.
seems very, very
So
likely
that's gonna be the case
to
for all the
me
games
at
we have
least
today. Speaking of
that
watching, though, the cool thing is this
the
year
lack of
Evo,
Smash at
you're in
Evo
tournaments.
has everything to do
Playing
with
in tournaments.
prior licensing
You're in the
agreements
middle
with
of that
Panda
arena.
instead,
The nice thing is,
which I'll
as
be
you
really
look
disappointed
around,
about.
there is a brand new layout.
Hey,
that's gonna be
Gumi,
happening, so you're
so
sitting there
far
playing your
we
match,
have
you
Street
get
Fighter
up,
5
you go
confirmed.
into, this is the best year
We're
of
still
my life.
really, really
Then
early
on
in the
the
program.
left side, there's
Expect
a
this to
giant
last
wall
a
of
long
stages,
ass
then
while.
a giant wall of stages in front of you, then a giant wall of stages on the right. You're like
But no,
boxed
seriously,
in
there's such thing
by
as
stages.
there's such
The
thing
cool thing
as
for this Evo
chess
is that the
boxing.
layout is
It
much
is
cooler and much
hilarious,
easier to
and
watch
as you
all
can
kinds
guess,
of
it's
different games
Russian.
everywhere. Before there was like a lot of big spotlight on one thing, which I think there still is at Evo, but now it's like a little bit easier to watch everything and enjoy all kinds of stuff.
You made a very good point of pointing out that this new layout makes it so much easier for the viewing eye to come in, new or old, and just watch the action unfold in front of them. I really like this. Fighting game tournaments in general have been stepping up their floor layout design.
Ah, no. Let's not forget what Panda Global actually is. They actually know what their shit is. They have been very, very long time competitors in the Smash space, and if they're being partnered exclusively with Nintendo, it's specifically because like Panda has a reputation for knowing exactly what to do with Smash. And let's also be clear, Evo has never been Smash's best tournaments in general.
Main game for Evo 2022.
Like, Evo's always had some really jank-ass rules with Smash. The last time I was physically at Evo, this was with the Smash Wii U era, and this was with custom moves on. This was the era. It was the era where Villager especially was extremely OP because the Villager was with customs on was the worst goddamn staller the game's ever had. And we're talking about an era with Brawl and everything else where you had easy timeouts, right? Villager games lasted the whole 8 freaking minutes. Never again. This was entirely on Evo for being more of an advertising platform under Mr. Wizard than it was an actual like fighting game tournament at times. Oh hell, Guilty Gear. So this is Xrd. Oh no. Oh yeah, Xrd Rev 2.
Level of play. Someone didn't know that the game was over yet.
Yeah, the Wii U era Evo was not good Smash. The nostalgia for Smash at Evo has to be tempered. Oh my god, poor Woshige. Yeah, this is the infamous Woshige pop-off where he won against Zatoichi once, but the game wasn't over. So he popped off, ran around cheering on the stage as if he won, and then he realized, no, round 2 was coming up, and he lost really badly. The poor guy. But Woshige ended up on like Capcom's staff as the game designer anyhow, so everything worked out for him. But no, going back to Smash, it's going to be controversial. It's a bit of a hot take, but Smash was never actually that good at Evo. There were some legendary moments, but Smash was never actually treated well at Evo.
Was such a sick thing to see, and I hope that we get to see something special like that in Guilty Gear.
Yeah, the Woshige moments. The Woshige moment I will never forget. I will never forget. It was one of the best pratfalls in fighting game in history. And I feel so sorry for a guy because Zatoichi was in fact like his Everest, his lost Lenore, the biggest challenge and the biggest loss of his life, and the constant roadblock because of how good Zatoichi is on Zatoichi.
That we're not sure if we're going to see some character switches that there could be happening down the line, right?
You know, it's weird because I thought he would. Honestly, I'm talking about the Garu right here.
But everything ultimately worked out for Woshige in the end. Oh, Ino intro.
Sticking with the Zato pick, we saw during Rebel Kumite.
Okay, so this is the
with that gold Lewis.
Yeah, this is Strive, and this is definitely exhibition match.
I mean, that gold Lewis was convincing. I don't think anybody's ever been convinced more.
Show you the darkness deeper than death. God, so fucking edgy.
But with this match, right, he is sticking with it. So
Hips.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
I want more than just more play.
You're right, convincing, because that character actually I feel like jumped up on the tier list. But Zato's still strong with it. Gobu versus Daru, let's get it.
Oh, let's go.
Oh,
it's already stifling. It's already really stifling.
Yeah,
Flawless defense,
huge, right?
knockdown, watch your ankles.
Momentum-based. Not a lot of great defensive options on either side.
You don't manage to make their way out because honestly, Zali should have applied maybe a little more pressure there.
Not bad right there with the throw.
The punish, back into the corner, good.
And the air throw put them down to the ground.
Founder jumping at the wrong time.
Dive kick, I have not seen that.
Daru is panicking a little bit. Yeah.
Goes immediately into the frog, the clip out of the air. Great reaction.
You don't jump into a frog. Gobu's got his lock unlocked. I don't see how he can lose for this
like
point.
that. And another throw to seal it. Gobu caught that stroke.
I should remember that.
Everyone on the internet
So if you can
indicates
block
says just
her
go easy clap. I mean,
run
there
up.
it is. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, everybody in Strive has like
that,
even
right?
the guys
Gobu,
have like
we talk about
cup size
defensive
increased by
options.
2 sizes,
Good innate
chest
defensive
widened like a
options.
couple
Here
inches.
we go. How's your defense
It's
when
kinda
you come out
funny.
the corner against Eno?
Forward dash going right under the.
I'm actually paying really close attention to how this to how he's handling the Eno pressure. Because I had the hardest damn time not going to Ryuki versus Eno. Oh shit!
Knock him down to the ground.
Blue RC to keep the pressure up. Stuck in the corner. You can probably run him anytime you simply grab.
Honestly, if he had his stuff together, but now still stuck in the corner.
Overhead. Yep, got the overhead. Get the combo.
More touch to do it.
Keep the pressure up. And
last
easy.
hit, once again, you
Shit,
can't
that
pass
is
the distance, no back
that
door.
is some pressure.
No problem though. Man.
No
Gobu.
problem. I can't believe how violent that was. And I mean, we're seeing it.
Yeah,
the
no
Gold
kidding,
Lewis,
Jesus.
Never heard of him. I didn't even. What do you mean?
Who?
You know.
Oh, it's just a constant onslaught of attacks. I don't think this Eno actually knows how to play against Zalichi too well if she's getting pressured this badly. Because there are points in which you can either like just jump out of the way and then block the frog that's coming in.
He'll go for these
Oh yeah.
defensive throws.
Although May does have what seems to be a slight age up, because that sweater reminds me a lot of like standard like college girl wear, right?
Anything could happen.
Everybody's just like running around in
I'm not gonna
cute
lie,
like
as soon as he scooped that
hoodies.
dive kick, I was like, oh dang, he knows the matchup. Oh no, this is bad news bears for Daru.
He's been in the lab. The fighting game player that's been in the lab is a dangerous dude right there. You know, not that many people do that.
Yep.
You know, but that's
Mid-range
the thing y'all can
poke.
take with the thing. Other ones come with the charge.
Keep the pressure on as Eno.
I just realized that HDL,
All right.
it went over Eddie and actually hit Zato
Mm-hmm.
in the face and immediately knocked him out of it. That's really.
This is how you do it.
That might be something you can look out for right
Eno
here.
pressure is also incredibly intense. These are both characters that you don't want to be the one stuck in the corner against.
Toxicity.
Toxicity in our
Just
cities
poke down mid.
immediately gets
Jesus.
the 2K. Are you blocking
A
that?
perfect.
Are you blocking the
A
tri-dash?
perfect.
No,
Jesus.
you're not. It's a perfect.
Man's pushing
Okay.
P's out here with that perfect KO. There you go. Don't answer it back like that, but the back throw.
All right.
Defensive style. Now on offense.
Oh no.
FD ain't gonna
Yeah,
save
double
you.
jump is correct. Get a
These air
grab.
throws are crazy. I mean, that's kind of what this game is known
A second-
for. But
oh,
Goku is
Jesus,
really
that's another grab.
redefining the term. The double overhead immediately takes the first. That was a great opportunity to burst there.
Oppose. Try to get the 2D.
She's
didn't
having
get it,
yeah,
but still
have them there,
getting
but
into
it's
that
still
pressure
5,000 in a row.
Nice
Lolly.
little jump in the post,
I think it's canonical that she aged like 2 years between the Exert sign. Sorry, Exert Rev 2 and Strive actually.
Omega Plus actually combos the Pierce.
Like she's never meant to be like fan service character in the first place, but she's still like actually like canonically a little older now.
And the Tuki again. The toxicity for
Okay,
that win.
okay, Daryl's woken up. Also, Regan, welcome to the channel.
Crazy. I can't believe that Drunker Shade didn't do nothing. What was he doing? Man's 2 drinks in and he's already not holding down.
This is the fun part about
entire-
Strive, though.
Come on, Eddie.
Like Strive legitimately needs a best of 5 because everything's so like
bartender
volatile.
Right here, the mix coming through is Daru though, and again, that's how you got to get your win. And you pointed this out, very correctly. Whoever gets the mix gets the win. Whoever has the spice stays nice, and we are game to game right here. Thank you, Lord, that we didn't get a blow up because I ain't trying to announce Evo Guilty Gear out here with just like a first or two when they just get washed.
How's it going, everybody? Go play Guilty Gear Strive. This is the best player in the world. Oh, he just got quadruple
Yep.
perfected. Okay, everybody.
It'd be like that.
No, but
It do be like that with Strive.
These are such momentum-based characters. So I mean, I don't know. The ideal
Yep.
situation here is that again, that is 3 of the craziest.
Oh
air
my
throws I've
God.
ever seen in my life.
I've never seen that many air throws in my own games. I'm glad of that because I mostly just don't play characters that go in the air all that often.
Yo,
But-
base the burst. I got that bursters.
Oh my God, that was the worst possible opening for Eno.
Island boys.
Oh,
Hit it
these
with the
memers.
good old Zato day
Oh,
one, the
Pink RC to cancel and leap in. He used the Pink RC momentum cancel while in the air to basically instantly leap across the screen.
We pushing P's out here.
Oh, definitely GGST, definitely Tekken. Like, there's no way they're like those, except for Street Fighter. Those are the 2 biggest games in the scene right now.
And this time the double down.
If anything, I hope that they announce BB at Evo because Evo's also just the announcement platform for everybody's fighting games.
Boss theme from Accent Core. I don't know if Goku's got a chance. This is now.
And you know,
we're going down to the last
Central
round.
Fiction did end on not a cliffhanger, but promise for more in the story.
Back-to-back P's. All I see is somebody's victory because this is the it.
Got
This
hit
is
by a
it right
microphone.
here. Trying to get
Stay
that
in the
6
air.
He actually gets the counter hit, and again the mix on him. The dust.
Oh, wasted the
Once
burst.
again, the thirst. Quench it.
Yeah,
Eagle's
unfortunately, I think
thirsty
she
as
was
hell.
trying to burst against Eno. She has auto burst baits built in.
Yeah, yeah.
Whenever she strokes,
Keep the pressure
it's
on.
low. Is that enough?
How did he not guess that low?
Daru taking it with another.
Holy shit, Daru's
KO.
angry.
You could
All
not
three of the
ask.
last
I'm telling you right now. Whew, you couldn't ask for a better introduction. You couldn't ask. You want to know what Guilty Gear Strive is all about? Counters. Perfects.
I'm going to say that was more to play on Godol's side than a perfect example of Eno play. I feel like you should be expecting about like 60 to 70% of Eno's attacks to be on the low in the first place, with the occasional overhead to mix up. But the overhead's going to be doing like less overall damage because there's no actual strong follow through for that.
You know, Daru said very beginning of this game people were down on Eno.
Skullgirls actually has a pretty legit chance, honestly. Its scene has been really quite hot lately, and with especially with advocates like Sonic Fox making sure that they stay in the news.
People, that was some fantastic action. If that's any indicator of what we're going to see at Evo, ooh, Solid Bones, I appreciate you for coming through on the comms, dog. Listen, people, if you want more of that Guilty Gear action, you want to throw hands with the mans, y'all come through and register to Evo.
Yeah, I definitely have to. I definitely have to step up my Evo practice because I am not ready for tournament play, not at this level.
So yeah, Guilty Gear Strive making it to Evolution this year. I think a lot of us, including Steve, are really excited about it, and not that surprised, right? It's a game that I think all of us have at least seen or watched or tried or played. It's
is that dude playing on a
really
smartphone?
It's going to be Evo this year, and the exhibition, Gobo, Daru, like I could watch those two play all day long.
But like that's what Evo is for, right, Gumi? Using Evo as a springboard for another era of Skullgirls.
Still relatively new to a lot of people out there, but if you've been watching Guilty Gear, you know these are two of the strongest names. Once again, just a piece of the high-level competition that you guys are going to get at Evo 2022 this year, and I can't wait to sign up, possibly play myself if I can get in there, because you know we like to work a lot.
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do at Evo, but also I want to go there and play games. You know what I mean? I'm trying to show up to Evo and also play games that everybody from all over the world.
I'll definitely be throwing down a Guilty Gear Strive.
It's
Strive's just so good. I'm having a hard time convincing my colleagues to play Strive because
for everybody to come and play.
They've played years and years of Smash, but they haven't really touched like a traditional like 6 to 8 button fighter. But we'll figure something out. I really wanted to understand like the glory of pressing really freaking big buttons.
2022 and all these people was coming from some of these smaller games. You do have an opportunity to get your game represented at Evo, and you know,
Black Dahlia
with
review.
all your FGC friends and rivals, and play with them in the
That's honestly
section. So
legitimately pretty likely. Given that I understand that Black Dahlia is in fact in development.
Section that you have ever seen at any
at least that was the rumor, right? There was some released art about her.
This is going to be something to look
at. I can't recall. It's not my scene. I do occasionally still pay attention to it though.
That's like one of the biggest things about it. So for most tournaments, just being like, hey, you can play casuals whenever you want. Everybody's like, yeah, it's the greatest event of all time. Like everybody's just so excited because
we'll probably also get announcements for Evo at Evo for Strive Season 2 Pass.
I only have to play in tournament. I'm not.
That's my guess.
In tournament, and you have to go to a hotel room, and then you have to play on all kinds of stuff.
Before,
I don't want to do all
that. Between here and August, there's going to be the rest of season, like Season 1 passes DLC characters.
You're never gonna play casuals though.
And that would make August perfect for the announcement for Season 2 then.
And it's the largest casual
King
space
cosplay
the fighting game community has ever seen. And as Steve mentioned, if your game doesn't make it into the Evo lineup this year, we'll have more news and information about where you can go to set up a community event. And I've been told they're trying to run all kinds of community events for whatever you're interested in running. So if you saw it on some weird game show or something and you're like, that game looks fun, I want to try that. You can run an event at Evo, which I think would be really cool.
Well, I mean, we talk about the games for the community that might be there, might not
That's
be
the best
there.
trailer. They just need to show her.
100%
Excellent.
be there.
Honestly, though,
introduced by none other than Mr. Aquaman.
Because of how relatively long ago that was, she'll probably be announced before Evo, and Evo will be saved for another character.
To announce that Mortal Kombat 11 is going to be a main game
I knew it.
at Evolution 20.
I heard some doubters for this, but there needs to be at least one NRS game per Evo.
Players from Brazil. It's going to be Conqueror going up against Killer Shinnok. And I'm going to be joined by the one and only Saki Sakura on the mic. What's going on, Saki?
What's up, Mr.
One of these days, we're going to have a VTuber doing one of these announcements.
And hello to everyone.
It'll be hilarious.
My name is Saki Sakura.
Yeah, eventually needs to happen.
Excited to see
I'm going to see what I can do.
return to Evo this year. Speaking of MK11 at Evo, being able to see this game return to the main stage is probably the hypest thing I've been waiting for. And with that being said, let's commemorate some of the most epic moments in the past by remembering some of those favorite moments, including one of mine, seeing a Florida player named
MK11 for one last
77
round.
on the stage playing Cabal. He was showcasing how crazy this character's damage was way before custom.
Like, I suspect that if we didn't have the
I'm gonna take a
pandemic,
look back even further for you,
MK11's
Socky.
very
I'm
last
going
Evo
back
will
to
probably
the
have been around 2020
the game
with development for the
Combat
next
X, the
NetherRealm
stage,
Studios
evolution,
release
Tekken
happening
X,
fast enough that
Sonic.
they had something
Looks over
ready
at
by
Sonic,
now.
and Sonic infamously
But because of everything else, well, I don't need to tell anybody in this world the story. But we're basically everything's been delayed for longer than it should have been. Oh, Sonic God, man, I forgot about this. He actually took off the hat, took off the ears.
Yeah, never before seen it. Talk about an infamous moment in Mortal Kombat history happening right here at Evo. One of my personal favorites.
Which VTuber will most likely
It's gonna
do
be
it?
super exciting to see some of the newest epic moments.
Community-wise, I will want to see
With
Serena
that being
Pinguino
said,
do it because she's been the one organizing all of the community tournaments, right?
I do believe they are.
Other
recognized
than
as gonna
that,
be
in
Killer
terms
Shinnok
of
and Conqueror,
either
these two
gameplay,
underdog
would be Remy
nations,
Celeste
both
because
representing Brazil and both
Remy
having
is like
massive success
one of
on
the
an
best
international
axles
level, not
in
just local
Strive,
level, which already
period.
doesn't get enough love, I feel like,
Regardless
so
of how they stream it.
But two players
Or
that
Fumiko,
are
which
just
who also plays
ridiculous.
Guilty Gear Strive. In fact,
Shinnok, one
she
combo breaker,
was
has
playing
done
before
damage in
the
every
stream
pro
actually
tour.
started.
You got Conqueror, who had put work in the pro competition,
And
this year.
she's
Saw
also
him
pretty good.
again on an international level. Be able to
And she has the
compete
audience for it.
best in the
Um,
world. And so I'm really excited to see
In terms
what
of
they bring.
ultimate levels of popularity, though,
I mean, from both of these
Calliope
players who
Mori
have gone
knows how to
across
play
the
Guilty Gear.
character
She would be
select
perfect to
screen
announce one of
throughout
these things like
their,
this. I wouldn't say she's
Mortal
necessarily like
Kombat,
high level
Conqueror,
player,
the latest
but
one,
also
Sub-Zero,
it's been a while since I've
coming
seen
up
her
with
like
side button. Is this
pull out all the
anytime
stops.
Jackie picked
Her Guilty Gear
for,
streams, the last few,
Conqueror?
have
Already
basically
going
been
for some huge
a matter of
time
teaching
tires with
Ina.
those noob side bot specials. We
It
saw
was a
in
complete
Pro,
new to the
a
game.
custom variation right before they got into the match. This is post ultimate. You can select the
Noob
variation
side
of the
bot
character
from
that you
the
would play during
long
Mortal Kombat,
from
right? And
downtown.
Ricard just swinging back and forth with some haymakers right now. Nothing but safety for Mama Briggs on the
Low,
offense
low,
right now. Saki
yeah.
and falling for that amplified shadow. You never know if they're gonna come off the bar or not.
Oh,
and
who
that
ducked that one? That was
is
nice.
gonna hurt with
Fail
Shinnok
blows
actually
on.
going ahead and starting up the pressure.
Oh,
that
she
we know
missed. Oh, come on.
love from Jackie here. Okay,
Oh,
very
my
nice
goodness.
interrupt there.
Swiping the toes and the movement.
So-
from him up into the grab range. Hold on a second.
I wouldn't call myself a hater of
It's gonna be enough damage.
NRS.
Wow, what a comeback.
I don't really
The characters that we're seeing
have any
here.
thoughts one way or the other about the gore involved with these games.
Slower, more space controlling characters.
But you know how
Sidebot and Killer
all
Shinnok,
the action is
one of
instantaneous
the
and there's no like
pressure
real
in Mortal
keyframe
Kombat. Of
situations
course it's
for
gonna
the
go
game,
Jackie.
right?
Press a button,
It makes
you
it
are
look so
gonna be
weird to me
perfectly
compared to like playing Guilty Gear.
Absolutely, and a beautiful jump in there. Not going to be able to hit confirm. Also not able to hit confirm on Killer Shinnok's part. A lot of trades happening here, but the goal here for Conqueror is to just get out of that corner.
Like things sort of just like snap out.
But that is going to be a punish on the Goop with forcing the breakaway.
I don't know. It's just a
here.
personal complaint with it. It's
Oh, man, we're
it's
seeing
a
lot
personal complaint of the
defensive
aesthetic rather than
about
the
3 or
quality of the
4
game itself.
Punishes that just haven't been committed to, and there's some commitment
Ooh,
from
that's a
Conqueror.
punishment.
That's going to be all she wrote. No, not enough damage. 298. Is there enough on the chip? And there is as game number 1. Wow. Going Conqueror's way. We didn't get to see any of what we know and what the community knows from
Power of
Jackie
the
Briggs.
Shadow.
That was all Conqueror.
Yeah,
absolutely.
MK11's
That's
last
one
time
of the
Evo,
scary things
season
about
3.
this matchup
This game
is
just won't die.
Goop has the tools to really stop Jackie from leaping in the air, starting her pressure. And Conqueror is also has amazing spacing. Has not been letting Killer Shinnok actually close in and start the Jackie pressure. And the few times that Killer has been able to get in, it's all been trades and just not able to
Nice
hit confirm.
opening.
Exactly. I mean, there was one point where I don't know if it was an input error or not, but we saw the stand 3 come out of Jackie. And
Oh.
20 times out of 10, I know that number's completely made up, but 20 times out of 10, when Jackie
Keeping the
when Jackie
range.
has a 3, you know they're just pressing
Hard track
for
and neutral,
their
though.
life, praying for a counter hit and looking for the half-life.
She's
combo.
losing
So
this
it was
really
really
fast.
good, and it was a counter hit. Oh my goodness, what in the world? Going through each other, and it's Conqueror
Yeah.
trying some nasty
Getting corner like that.
hellfire.
It doesn't matter which fighting game it is, you really just don't want to be stuck in the corner like that.
And my goodness, Saki, this is looking awful one-sided.
Yeah, this is actually such a good round for Conqueror. Really started the momentum here. Another big thing about this matchup and something that probably Killer needs to go ahead and take into consideration is a good
Hard light
round start.
protection,
Start off with
sometimes.
that Jackie pressure and damage that we all know and love, right? But
I don't have
Conquer,
enough
that
experience
spacing,
with
once again,
NK
look
to
at
know
that, just
how
great
momentum-based
defense, going
its
for the
gameplay
slide to keep
is.
the full screen, and once again, trying to get
Wicked, welcome,
open
welcome back.
here that we see, but beautiful opening here from Killer Shinox with the
But yeah,
jump in.
to catch you
We
up,
see
they've
before,
formally announced Street Fighter 5,
34%
Guilty Gear Strive, and now MK11.
Oh my goodness, the defense.
So we have the classic Street Fighter
Two things that
style,
we know
we
going
have
forward,
the anime
the
game of the
spacing,
year,
showcasing both
and we
right
have
there.
NRS.
As Killer Schnock did
The
find
core.
his first combo of the set. He's on life alert here, down to fatal blow territory. One hit confirmed for him now. Can seal the deal. Hell, not even that with the
You know what would
Jackie
be really, really funny?
Oh,
If
that's
instead of Smash, they declared Rivals of Aether. It would actually be legitimately funny if this was Aether's year at Evo. Ooh, right through the brain pan. Wait a minute, hold on. Does Noob Saibot even have a brain? I thought he was just elemental shadows at this point.
That's gotta
Never
It's been a while
good.
since I looked at the lore.
You see it and you're just like, that glass is shattering. That's not fun right there.
That's the same glass that in one of her fatalities cuts someone in half. That's some tough glass.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, nice interrupt on the leap there and
Yeah.
opening up again.
Yeah.
Killer keeping this
In case
corner
of a blind
pressure right
spot.
now from Conqueror.
Like,
This is full optimal
I don't mind my
damage.
shooty ass anime games,
Right there.
but Mortal Kombat and NRS in general tends to just be like straight up edginess, right?
Noob Sidebot's damage out, but here in customs especially, and I am loving it. Put me on the dollar menu. These back twos from his Noob Sidebot.
It's not quite my aesthetic.
Look, he's just standing.
I can appreciate what they're doing,
Do
though.
something that I can react to.
There are some interesting system mechanics in here to be aware of.
These flows blocked out on reaction. Are you kidding me?
It is definitely unnerving to see a player like Conqueror just literally standing like
I
that.
do like that high-low.
What's up?
That's a really pretty high-low.
And here we go, Killer trying to open up Conqueror here.
Ooh, that
Was able
cross-up.
to get the jump in, but no hit confirm and no punish.
I think I will be able to
throughout
block the
the board as
cross-up,
well.
though. I
This
saw
is
that
gonna be
one
some
coming.
Big chip damage. Killer having to open up right now. It's now or never.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, can he
Oh.
open him up at all? Gets the 13%. Needs another one.
This is a lot closer now, at
Close the
least.
gap
Both of
by
them are
being
fighting.
Conqueror.
The Jackie was having a lot more trouble earlier on.
Oh my goodness. He is going to pay the iron price for, I don't, do we call it what it is, Saki? It looked like he was playing with his food.
I believe he was playing with his food. That's one
I
of the things.
disagree
too.
with
It's
that
a
commentary.
strategy, right? It's at the end of the day,
Really?
it's one of
That was the
those,
closest match of all the rounds we
high-level
had so
player
far. Calling
strategies
playing with their
that when you
food.
get into the
I'm not
match,
so
you
sure
just
about that.
kinda like, you know what? I think I got
The
this.
Jackie
This
did get to his
style,
head
and then
eventually,
that sometimes
but, like,
doesn't work out, and we saw it right there.
The
with
Noob
Conqueror.
Saibot was just looking for a read
Playing
there.
a little too much with their food.
I liked what I was seeing though. Did you see the multiple flawless blocks on that farthest reaching advancing mid of
Ooh, that
Jackie's
hurts.
twice?
Okay, so the worst thing about this game,
Looking for that reactionary time to press
from
the
my
button,
personal point of
getting
view,
into those frames
is that I can't tell what's plus on block and
flawless
what's
blocks.
what's
Three
kind of
frames. You have 3 frames
dangerous
before you
to
block
throw out.
something to be able
which
to
is
hit
the play I had for a lot of the old school fighting games, right? Because they went for aesthetics rather than readability. And the tech for readability is something that's
Listen, we
relatively,
don't talk about
relatively
numbers
recently
here.
developed.
We do not talk about numbers, but we are going to talk about the numbers here. For
I was
this
actually
new
not the tech,
combo.
but the language for
It's gonna
fighting game
be-
readability
oh my God.
is something that they've struggled with for a while, and is now a lot more standardized.
We can just say that it was enough to.
And I don't necessarily see that with NRS, but it could just be entirely because my eyes aren't trained for this kind of game,
The
right?
game here against Saki might be playing a little too confident.
Yeah, again, this is what makes watching Conqueror probably the most interesting player to see in.
With the game, most
the
interactions
11.
turn to
It's
neutral
just
because stages are super
the
long and
style,
projectiles
the
are key.
patience,
I definitely
the
see that. I
strategy,
definitely see that.
And also,
If you don't have a good projectile
yeah,
game, you
it's
kind of
something-
screwed in
and it's one of the really awesome
with a
things
lack
to
of
see
corner
from,
pressure. Except like
players from
if you
different
somehow like
countries,
pressure them all the
that
way
outside
through,
of Yannick.
it takes you like a good 5 seconds of
Here we go.
neutral game to play through.
Nice, going for the knockdown.
There, okay. Before the breakaway came to put down the dot damage, really, really smart stuff, but now double fatal blow territory. I'm frightened of 4 triggers right now on some dual shocks, 4s or 5s. Makeover's coming from.
Ooh. Oh, she dropped it.
Oh my goodness. And it's literally neck to neck. One hit confirmed. And there it is.
I've never in my life seen someone
Oh.
stand next to someone that close, let alone Jackie, in every single one of her buttons ranges. Didn't block whatsoever, and then just the.
I think she's pretty finished.
Slow sickle chop to the foot right there, Saki, and said, "Thank you for the victory. I appreciate it."
Yes. Once again, Conqueror coming out and conquering as well-known player here. And awesome match between Killer and Conqueror for sure. Really enjoyed it, and once again we see just how talented some of these players are outside of NA, and that's what probably makes Evo probably the hypest tournament to watch, is we get to see all of that talent going to this event and showcasing
I like the
what they're
dude's
made
aesthetic.
of.
The
If
the
you're bringing
air
in
flight
that
controller
Evo, y'all better
aesthetic.
be on the lookout. My goodness, those Brazilians, we don't talk about
Legendary
that community down
mustache.
there, and that in the entirety of Latin America, when they come to play.
This
heck,
dude
they're
comes
the
out
current
right
champions.
from the
They just won
1970s.
Evo. Latin America coming into Evo, y'all better be on the lookout. And Combo Breaker coming up too. I went on the wrong side right there. Dang that camera gets me every single time. Saki, but what a great match those two gave to us. And thanks so much for commentating with me. Thank you to Evo for having us on and being able to say that Mortal Kombat is coming back. And with that, don't forget to register for Evo 2022. We're going to send it back to Sajam and Tasty Steve. Take it away, guys.
And there you have it. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate is going to be our next game here at Evo. A game that I'm super excited is coming because I love NRS games. It's where I got a lot of my start in the community, and I think Mortal Kombat is
You should definitely be expecting
as good as the online play
an
is,
NRS
many of
announcement
the games we're going to be having, like
during
you wanna play offline,
the
you know what I mean? You
Mortal
have to
Kombat
settle
finals
it
or just
offline
before it,
where it really
or
counts,
at the
where
end
you're
of.
really throwing hands.
I'm not sure. I
And the
completely
exhibition was
forgot.
super cool.
Somewhere
Great to
along the
see
way
players
during the
from
Mortal
Latin
Kombat
America
programming
being
for
great to
Evo
see players from
2020 in
Australia
August,
earlier, and
there will be an
also,
NRS
it's really
announcement
cool
for
to
the
have
next
players
game.
from all over the world
Guaranteed.
playing
It'll
in
probably
the
be
exhibition,
spoiled
showing
before the
off their
event, so
game.
watch out for that.
You know,
But
the
there's
thing
no
about
way they're
Mortal
going to
Kombat
be
11
missing.
it is at
They're
that
going to
part of
allow
its
Mortal
lifespan
Kombat to
where the
go
game
for
has
another year
definitely
as
evolved,
their
so you're
only
looking at
like
some of the
primary
best
fighting
players
title.
in the world play it at this point. I feel like Evo is always the stage to see a game's like fully evolved life cycle come to a close, especially considering that some of the best players have been crowned for Mortal Kombat at Evo. I mean, not to mention the Sonic Foxes, the Honeybees. All of these players have been there. I personally can't wait. I know I'm not the biggest when it comes to the NRS games, but I can tell you right now, I really do appreciate what's on the display for Mortal Kombat 11, and I can't wait to see what Evo 2022 brings to us.
Yeah, and speaking of playing offline, right? We mentioned earlier that the casual space is really big at Evo. We said the casuals and community space is really big. For reference, the casuals and community space
I would be
is
very surprised if King of Fire doesn't come in.
all of Combo Breaker. Combo Breaker is not bigger than just the space where we're playing casuals, just the space where we have all the community stuff.
You know what I kind of want to see though?
Think about that.
Look,
not as a main program, as basically an invitational and demonstration.
Having this
a beta for Project L.
Have your community area as
it's about damn time.
The fact that it's bigger than
the rumors have been that Project L is close to beta status.
Out there, let you know
soon.
just how much time and care was put into this.
And because
as well as
Riot has some interest in Evo as well.
You get the casuals as well. You're gonna meet up with a bunch of your friends,
especially with the Canons still being owners of the event.
For the better,
the Tom and Tony Cannon brothers,
for the better of Evo 2022, for us to have this,
who are in fact overseeing Project L. This would be the time, right? This has to be the year because they promised it would be out by 2023.
You're gonna want to play casuals at the event. You're gonna want to play against the people that you see. So I think that's a really cool, thing to have. But speaking of which, Steve, I want to know the next game. We're already moving along. We got some games in here. We've seen some stuff. What's going on here at Evo?
So to bring us our next game, it will be none other than Mark.
In fact,
let's check it out.
The two dudes you see there,
thank you,
the two bald dudes, those are Cannons.
Today, I am pleased to announce that Tekken 7 will be returning as a main game for Evo 2022.
Tekken 7, to no surprise.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
We are once again blessed with some good-ass Tekken.
Excited. And today we actually have a special exhibition match for all of you Tekken fans that are out there. A match featuring two of the greatest names in Tekken competition. We have both Knee and JDCR. And today, I am actually joined with my good friend, Mr. Anakin, who will be commentating this special exhibition with me. How are you doing, Anakin?
Pretty good, pretty good. Hope you're doing well, Mark, and everybody at home watching. I mean, super thrilled that Tekken 7 is back at Evo this year, but of course, I feel like that's no surprise when you consider that it's been a game that's been growing every single year, ever since it's come out. 5 years, I feel like, since console release now. So just really, really happy that we're once again back as a main game at Evo, and I'm really excited to see these two legends throw down because we don't get to see this too often. So they're actually going to be treating us to a very, very cool match here. I feel like we don't get to see this that often, man. JDCR.
Oh yeah, and even though I have my Evo hat on, I have my Tekken heart on. I am a huge fan of the game, the series, the community. So super excited to see how this plays out. I mean,
Street Fighter,
these two guys,
Guilty Gear,
to Evo events. JDCR,
Mortal Kombat 11,
Evo way back in 2017.
Tekken 7 now.
Me
So we're
winning
only
one
4
of the first
announcements
Evo
in. There's going to be
event for Tekken 7.
8 to
These
9
guys
total. I
definitely,
forgot how many.
made
It's
their
been
mark
so
on
long.
these
Pretty sure
Evo
9. Pretty sure 9.
events. However,
Skullgirls
you know,
has plenty of chance to get through.
it's one of those things where, you know, it changes every single year. We've had a different.
I'm sure
every
8 has been in
single year.
development
As
for a
you
while.
mentioned, kind of the game has been growing.
I'm sure.
Ever since, you know, even before the console version was at Evo in 2017, we had sneak.
It's either going to be 8 or
tournaments
9
at Evo for the arcade
team,
version.
right?
It's, you know, thinking about how long that, you know, not only Tekken and Tekken 7 has been part of Evo, it's great to see, you know, the growth and, you know, the hunger for people wanting to enter these events. And not just these events, you know, events like
The thing
you know,
is,
CEO. We had CEO.
I don't know
a few months
if
ago, Combo Breaker
Banco's
for
feeling
three
any
has
pressure
been
from
doing
Street
so
Fighter
well there.
6
I'm excited
necessarily.
you know, the numbers are insane, and I'm excited to see how the community
Because they kind of occupy a similar status, right?
Kind of return back
Tekken
to
is the
offline
king of the 3D
I'm
fighters,
excited
like
for, you know, I have
undisputed.
so many favorite Evo events from years past, and I just can't wait to see how things go. I mean, the last Evo we had in a live environment in Las Vegas was 2019, and you ended up getting third place at that event. You want to kind of just talk to us and tell us about, you know, what that feeling is like? You're in that arena with roaring fans of like thousands and thousands of people kind of just cheering for you. That moment was crazy. I remember doing commentary, and I didn't want to do commentary. I just wanted to go to the stage and kind of watch and cheer you on like everyone else. That's crazy, man.
It was super crazy. I mean, being in that arena in the Mandalay Bay Convention Center, there's been no other place like it that I've played in as a Tekken player. So all those fans cheering, you know, you can think that
I definitely miss that huge
you know,
Mandalay
biggest
Bay
tournament you've been
stadium.
to times 10. That's what it feels
That was
like.
a fun year.
The floor
That was a great
shaking
year.
and the stakes are.
No, actually, no.
You know,
That was a
have
fun
never been as
summer.
high. And
The rest
that was
of
the
that
case
year
when I
sucked for me,
competed,
but
at Top 8
less said,
2019. I
less
think
said,
the
no
field
harm.
was like over 2,000 or something, the largest field in Tekken history. So it was just a big honor, and like I was really proud to be able to get that far and compete. That was probably my favorite Evo, you know, as a whole. Outside of just doing really well there, my favorite moment was just having Arsene Ash come out and like unifying those Evo titles. A lot of people didn't really know who he was, so yeah, that was for me was just my favorite moment. Just a guy coming out of nowhere and taking down like the world's best players, becoming the world champion, and you know the rest is history. You guys all know that story.
All right, let's get right into the match. Excited to see who these players are going to be picking. Nee, you know, can use a number of characters. Same thing with JDCR.
Yep.
These guys have quite the arsenal of.
Competitively at different niches, but casually they're the biggest names around when it comes to traditional fighters. Absolutely, which is why I don't think they're actually feeling the pressure from each other. Tekken Evo that's so front in general. I believe, however, my personal estimate is that Capcom's feeling a little pressure. Street Fighter V took a long time to prove itself, and ultimately still faces a lot of skepticism from the wider fighting community in general. Like it finally got pretty damn good at the end, but those first couple years especially were a huge struggle.
Never a bad choice. You know, he's been using a lot of armor
Like,
king, particularly.
Capcom, I feel, is going to feel a lot more pressure from anime fighters than they are from Tekken and Soul
So it's
Calibur.
interesting to see this matchup, maybe a matchup we're not used to seeing at least.
And Tekken's just
here
saying
now.
pretty.
So right now,
They have their reputation. Everybody knows about good-ass Tekken. Everybody's cheering whenever the stream is on. JDCR and D is my favorite matchup.
It came early.
Oh,
you know, a lot
those
of players
good shots.
do a lot of mids. They play it safe. They don't want to take those risks, and they wait until later to start opening up those lows. And he's the type of player where you really do think that he is that way. He doesn't like taking risks at the beginning. So that's really what caught JDCR.
Yeah, even if you only been following Tekken like casually, you'd still know JDCR need. These two are just
break his defense. That's where you're gonna do it because he's so good at dodging everything else.
constantly at the top.
Yeah,
South Korean Tekken is made of monsters.
Kind of ducking and getting launched, right?
And surprisingly, not just South Korean Tekken. Pakistani Tekken. It's a force to be reckoned with.
Here and the taunt will do it. That is what he's known for, really revolutionizing the use of Brian throughout the many years and really adding that to his arsenal. You got to remember, Nee is the one that really popularized the use of the taunt, and he was able to utilize it in such a way that it becomes a threat. You have to be careful.
When we talk about pressing big buttons, it's hard to argue that Tekken doesn't have some of the biggest buttons. Like, how many games does uppercutting a person actually spin them around 720 degrees?
What you get against a player as good as Nee, you keep testing him. You know, he's gonna definitely answer those test questions perfectly. So right there, taunt being used. I saw like 3 different occasions perfectly. Twice to end the round. Once right there with
He's feeling himself.
combo that I've never even seen before to just carry with the 1-4 from that position to the wall. That's that knee
That was a brilliant display of Brian play from Nee. And you know, again, we don't really get to see it that often, especially when it comes to competition. Especially
They
against
need
a
to
player
steal the
like
thunder
JDCR.
when everybody's
So that was
planning
quite a
on
treat.
wide
That's gonna kind of put
Ryu.
JDCR back to
Yeah.
the drawing board there. I mean,
Like, I appreciate that they're
just keeps
using the
showing the character.
upgraded
What's he gonna
Unreal
do? 'Cause
technology
right now,
to
he is
make
up 1-0,
Street Fighter 6.
and he looked
But
comfortable.
damn,
It's
man.
straight rounds, pure domination. Anytime
Uh,
JDCR tried to come
the
in,
art
he got
direction,
hit with a counter hit.
it's
Forward, he got hit
interesting.
with the Magic 4, he got hit
It's
with the
interesting.
and he really
Let's hope it gets a little more polish.
He landed like a couple lows there. That's the only thing that I even recall JDCR being successful at. But that was a total beatdown, 3 straight rounds, and the type of match where you don't really get to learn much about your opponent. You don't really even have a plan of attack. But he's
Yeah, I
gonna
kind of
switch the
disagree with
fight
that.
there. I guess the way he
Like,
sees it is that
knowing what your
that went so
opponent's
bad, it
favoring
can't
in
be-
terms of
it can't get
attack
any worse.
direction.
This game cannot be.
I wish I had the brain for
and I
Tekken.
think
I'm just
that is
Louis
true.
Soul Calibur player.
Every
Hey
time they do the
man,
wrong thing. Tech
I
roll
can't
in
blame
the
you for
wall,
that. I'm a Naga Ryuki player. All I know is Beyblade and Chop Chop.
Anything he does differently here would probably give him a chance to learn a little bit more, survive a little bit longer. Knee is looking really strong right now with Brian. I wonder why he doesn't pick that character more in tournaments.
I don't know. It's the thing. Like, I feel like he pulls them out every now and then, right? And when he does, it's always a surprise and a treat for the fans. But again,
That is a constant rate of mid shots.
he's using them to an effective
Damn,
way.
that broke
Oh
his
my
jaw.
gosh, nice punish.
Nice sidestep.
JDCR, it's really known for
Sidestepping a
his
kick,
evasion.
knowing it's going to be a little
So
more
far, he's
laggy,
sidestepped a couple
falling through
moves,
the
saw,
uppercuts.
like, opportunity to get more damage. He's settling right now.
All the way to the
This is a
corner.
nice juicy combo.
And keep
into
it
the
up,
round
and it's
finisher.
KO. Yep.
Nicely done. Definitely gonna gain some
JCR is
confidence
awake.
there, for JDCR, getting his first round of this set. He's using that down 4-1 poke string. A lot of options from there.
That's kind of why I was
He's
going
back
off
to
about how I
the
disagree with the announcer's analysis. There's no such thing as a match where you learn nothing from, unless you're all just both pressing really random buttons, and it just happens to be like whoever happens to be a slightly faster gets the clash in, right? Like JCR losing to Knee that badly in the first round, at least like exposed him to Knee's tendencies for certain attack angles and certain like offensive behaviors and habits that
He
he
did
can
that
take
a while
advantage of.
ago, doing that.
Knee still has, I think, an overall better cast on JCR, but like it's a lot closer now. JCR took a round.
So that's really impressive for him, and he's just
Yeah.
Hungry for more.
Tekken wall combos are just really, really ugly.
The patience right now. They're switching it up. Knee
There we go.
feels a little bit pressured right now. He's throwing a lot
Beautiful
more
boxing.
boxing. Does not want JDC
And like
close.
Knee now has to keep a lot of pressure with his donkey kicks, which I don't think there's an easy way to follow up on that. But also means that JCR only needs to take a couple pokes while Knee tries to regain the neutral.
For the pressure tools with the back one, with the down two.
There we go.
But let's see what he does now.
Gut punch.
How is he going to open him up?
Block string is successful.
JDCR.
Oh,
No big moments have happened so far, so waiting for that
Yeah.
first big launch, that first big counter hit. There it is.
there's the big
It's
one.
not going to be death for JDCR yet, but is he going to tech roll? Is he going to challenge Knee again? And he's staying down, rightfully so. Respects the skills.
Oh, that was a big one too.
Pretty solid.
caught him
Magic
with the
4.
counter hit.
Full carry. Come on, let's go. Let's go. He's got it.
That string has gotten JDCR out of trouble. And I
They
think
do.
that once,
I think that might just be a matter of Tekken 7 being pretty old now. So hopefully Tekken 8 has more natural movement.
That Knee was trying to make that comeback.
I can almost read Tekken moves actually compared to Mortal Kombat. I can see like what Knee is going for.
Open him up again.
Oh, that's nice tech.
But a nice lively here, of course.
When
And
you're
like
throwing out a
why
lot of focus
JCR is
on
getting opened
blows,
up.
it only just takes one
Because
minute before
Knee's mostly just using his kick moves as basically a way to test JCR's
Bakaram is a big
defenses.
character. He's unable to
And
escape that
once he gets a
next
certain
damage.
read pattern in him, then he uses the close-up attacks to combo through. That was just a straight-up punish.
JDCR being stubborn right now with the down back 4 low kick.
Yep.
Brian gets
Return
big
to
damage
neutral.
and a knockdown when he blocks
Get
it.
close,
So,
find an opening,
a lot more
and
times than
get
not, it's
the
just blocked.
string.
Knee right now with a slight advantage. His
Nice
back
tech
to the
roll,
wall,
though.
And you see him, he's trying to step to his right, slowly get away, and pressure the other way. And now JDCR with his back to the wall. You see it, once somebody's back to the wall, they try to throw out those attacks to try to get off, whatever it is. It's better
Previous
than
Tekken
being
had a
back,
better
fully
rising
up
animation.
against
I
the
will
wall.
bring back Tekken
Against
Force,
either
hopefully.
Bakaram or Brian, it's pretty much like you're dead at that
Let me
They're
see.
trying everything they can to get off that.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
the thing. Some
you
of
might
these
have a
things are
point.
crucial because they're both so good in terms of.
I'm sure there was an
So
engine
they
change as
them
well along the
pulling
way,
out
but
coping moves, like, for example, JDCR
we're also overdue another one now.
He has to be careful, especially with his back. With the knee, closing it out.
And that is going to be it. Knee takes the set 2-0.
I feel like these commander neutrals are a lot stronger than JCRs, at least with these characters.
The final round to go and tie up the set, but Knee shuts it down, closes the door.
Like,
no go.
I don't play Tekken, it's not my scene, but from what I'm seeing.
Hopefully that's a great preview
What
of what we're going to be
I
seeing
think
at
I
a lot of these
understand
events and tournaments.
is
as we
that,
move back slowly into the offline, and of course for Evo in the future. So again, that was awesome. I was super happy to see Knees.
JCR spends about half. No,
and again,
sorry.
I tell you, I'm really happy
Knee
that we got to do commentary for
uses
this,
long range
and I'm
poke a
excited
lot
for when
to
we get
basically
featured. I'll
put
see
the
you
pressure
Evo later
on
this year.
JCR
Everyone
trying to
that's watching
get
at home,
close
I
enough
hope
to
you guys are
approach.
excited for
So
Evo
when
as well.
so when
Make sure you guys
JCR
make
does
sure
finally
to
move
check out the
something, he
website
can
when
basically
the
just back off,
registration is up later
find an
today,
opening,
Evo
then rush in.
OK'd. So I hope you guys get ready
Which is
for
pretty
another just
standard.
wonderful year of Tekken.
It's nothing remarkable,
And there
but
you have it.
doing
We're gonna be
precisely
having
and
Tekken
consistently is the
7
biggest
back
problem.
at Evo, a game that
I
I
have
really
no
love
idea
to
how
watch
to
every
do. I
single. Are
have
you wave dashing?
no idea how to do it
Because that was
consistently.
I'm gonna backdash away. But Tekken
Yep.
7 is gonna be there, which is like it's one of my favorite games to watch, especially in the arena. Like live, being there in person, watching you running around, yelling, make some noise. Like it is.
It's gonna be Chloe's
I
Helper
promise you,
Monkey
you'll
new
never have
story.
an experience
Bah,
like that in community. It's
yeah.
so fun.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna tell
don't
you
know.
right now, you guys know Tekken. I love it, and I personally know because I'm running.
Obviously,
so
fighting
much
game characters are supposed to
that
be
being
huge
in
character
that
characters
arena
in the
on
first
Sunday is
place.
something that is
Fighting
always
characters of
done.
like
You
more
have to be there
modern
to experience it
professions and
yourself. And on top
personalities.
of
That
Tekken's
makes
another one of
sense.
those games
It's just that we're so
now for a
annoyed by
while,
the current
we
crop.
have some of the best players in the world, not just in the States, but out there in the world that will be at Evo. You just saw Nee go up against JDCR. There's more of that to come, I promise you, coming from Evo, especially considering last year we had, what, the largest Tekken tournament
I have no way
ever.
to tell
At that point,
which
I'm
one
gonna
is
go
Tom
as
and which
wide.
one's Tony.
Evo, we had the largest Tekken.
Feels like a
tournament.
year ago. But
It definitely feels like.
It was many. And that's the cool thing. Is like you look at these exhibitions, there's so many good players. A lot of people are like, I don't know much about Tekken 7. Who are these people? These are, past Evo champions that you're watching go at it here for your entertainment for each of the games we're announcing, right? A lot of them are just super high level players, so it's always really fun to watch.
Well, look, speaking of high level and the legacy that comes from this, and we got a lot more space at Evo, which I'm really happy to hear. We got a brand new community tournament section for everybody. We got a sick new stage, but even more so, that touches my heart. We got a brand new area that is filled with nothing but classic actual arcade cabinets for the
Ooh, old
people
school
to come
arcade.
from home and play themselves in person versus other people.
Oh wait, they had that in
I
they had that in the
was
Evo I
born
went to as
Button
well.
Barbarian
There was
in the
basically a giant
arcades,
wall
so
of like
I'm
old school
happy to
games.
hear about this. What about you, Say, Jeff?
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
And of course,
because
being
more
Evo,
and
they
more
were all
events are
being
starting
played.
to, really focus on casuals and stuff.
I
too,
also,
but
I
having
think I
cabs
saw
is
one
so
of those
nice,
things,
right?
the
Because you just
Gate
have all
Climax
these
games
and
being
there's something
demoed.
so nostalgic
Wasn't too
about just,
impressive.
seeing a cab at an event
They're
and
both
being
Tom
like,
and Tony at the
there's
same
someone
time.
on that cab over there. I'm gonna just walk over, sit down, and start playing. And then before you even know what's happening, all of a sudden, they're just packed. There's people everywhere trying to play. So it's like one of those things where there's something that draws you towards them. There's like the beacon, right? The light coming off of the cabinet.
The buttons,
you just see
can
it. Yep, all the buttons coming through, and you're just like, I gotta stop for a second and play real quick. You just like look, you're like, they're playing that. I'm gonna go over there. Let me just go sit down. And there's just something very visceral about that feeling. You're just like, oh wait, I gotta go over there and check that out. Speaking of which, we've been moving and grooving here, announcing games, having exhibitions and stuff. Are you ready for the next game?
Look, man, that's why I'm here. I'm here to see you and to hear these games. So what we have coming next
Tom
is
Nee
what?
Cannon.
We are gonna go to Hell Pockets for our next game at Evo 2022.
Hey, thank you, Sage M and Steve, for that warm introduction.
Oh, that has to be
and
Dragon
I'm
Ball.
Delighted to announce that KOF 15.
Nope,
is
I was
going to
wrong.
be at Evo
I was baited by his
2026
figurines.
as a main stage
Welcome
game.
to
That's
King of
right, we're
Fighters.
back, ladies and gentlemen, and I am joined here by my illustrious co-host Aru. How you doing, brother?
Doing pretty good, man. Thank you. It's such a joy to be here. Announcing that KOF is going to be back at Evo. Can you believe it's been 5 years since KOF 14 was last at Evo? That is insane to me. And it's so wonderful. KOF 15, it's new, it's here, it's great, and it's going to be at Evo.
Not in fact Dragon Ball.
You all
I was
should be really
psyched
excited
out by his
to
Dragon Ball
register
models.
and spectate, if you can't make it. So, before we go any further, though, I just wanted to.
I saw that
kind of
Goku
mention
Isles making assumptions.
favorite
That's
Evo
completely my
moment
bad.
for,
It is in fact
KOF.
the age of
Yeah,
KOF.
so this was actually before I really got into fighting games like that. Before I ever came out to locals or anything, I was watching Evo, and I watched. It was a set that you commentated actually, Chris. It was.
No!
Yeah, man. It was actually Mad KOF versus Bala in 2012. So that's been 10 years now since that happened. And man, I gotta tell you, as a Korean American, I was watching this guy, Mad KOF.
That old school sprite art. That's nice.
Facing all this adversity.
I miss that
in
aesthetic.
the crowd. All the Mexicans were chanting Mexico, calling him pendejo and all this nonsense. But my man's made it, and I thought that was the sickest set.
I've been looking at
ever.
KOF. It's not really my
I
scene.
still do.
I don't like the new
I'm
games,
really looking forward to this.
slightly 3D aesthetic.
so you can of
I miss the old school ones.
inspire a whole new generation the same way that.
But I appreciate what it's doing.
Chris, how about you? What was your favorite Evo moment?
Oh man, the legendary.
It definitely gets really hyped. Actually, I think the very first fighting game I've ever played was a bootleg copy of King of Fighters on the Game Boy. On the Game Boy. I'm afraid to say that this hungry spirit is that old.
You want to talk about a clinic?
I had no idea what I was doing. I just knew that some inputs threw fireballs and some didn't, and that AI was
go
cheap.
the distance and just leave it all in the hallway. I know it sounds cliche, but that's literally what happened. I definitely implore people who haven't seen those, either ever or in a while, go back and watch both of those grand finals, and you will see 2 players, or rather 4 players, I guess, just emotionally drained, physically drained, and the crowd just going ape, you know what.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That was also, that's probably my second place one. Just because, like you said, everything was just so electrifying about that set. KOF, long history at Evo, and they've all been great. Like, seriously, every single one has been great, and I'm really, really, I know 15 is gonna meet all those expectations, shatter them, dare I say.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I think we're in that territory now. Well,
yeah,
we're about to add another page to that history book, because apparently we got a little exhibition to watch between Reynolds and El Rosa in KOF 15 to celebrate its inclusion into Evo 2022. So without further ado, let's get into the match. Oh, so yeah, looks like we're gonna have.
I don't know about that. Japanese devs tend to be real sticklers once they've made up their mind about something, and when they've made up their mind about this slightly 3DS deck. Now, to be fair,
Elizabeth and Vanessa.
This looks a lot better than KOF 14.
Game came out. I'm interested to see how he can make this character work.
I think so. I've seen some of his matches.
There's definitely been some notable quality improvements in the overall deck since the last game. Last game, it kind of felt.
I'm with him because the character seems
too,
yeah, she's got a lot of different.
Yeah, King of Fighters always in Street Fighter Shadow. I hope they do good.
So,
it's interesting, but King of Fighter is really, really strong, even dominant, depending on which region you're playing.
Very tied to her meter and how much she had. Now it's a little more open.
But that's with Ralph versus Kukri, Dinosaur, and Ralph.
She's a little bit faster.
Yeah.
She's just more versatile that way.
But that's on point, especially, is very, very common.
Absolutely. But right now, it looks like they're both kind of feeling each other out. Not too many major hits have really come through yet.
Oh yeah, I bet you there's gonna be like a lot of disrespect once they get comfortable.
Absolutely.
Definitely on
these guys. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, those low pokes.
El Rosa can get.
I like the animation on those.
Oh, for sure, man. These are actually 2 great competitors to showcase right now.
Oh, got scooped.
And I think that might be it for Kukri. Yes, sir.
Vanessa anchor for you.
Yeah, good clean hit for Reynolds. Opens it all up. Man, Vanessa, she very efficient.
As a kid, heroines. I remember that game.
But yo, this is great.
Oh, talk about Jank.
Dinosaur.
The quintessential Dinosaur player. Yeah, I've been playing him since 14.
Dinosaur for a grappling power.
Been doing just magical stuff since 15 came out.
Damn, she got bit.
Kind of making Dinosaur players out of a lot of the new KOF players.
Absolutely, yeah. I saw a lot of people really the character after the exhibitions.
Fighting games has some degenerates. Vanessa wearing sandals is a crime. Yeah, but it's going to appeal to a lot of people, unfortunately.
Yeah, big disrespect out of Reynolds. Good stuff.
Oh, that trade. It's harsh.
Yep.
Oh no! Overhead, no.
That's clever, using the Dinosaur as your follow-up.
Vanessa did her job.
Because by then you hopefully have done a lot of damage on first character.
2.5 bars against Dinosaur that is.
So use him to knock out anything that's giving you too much
problems. This is another
problems.
really strong character in my opinion, Elizabeth.
Oh,
she's got a lot of really straightforward but very effective options.
And sure, he has a huge hitbox, but he also does like crazy amounts of damage.
Yeah, it's very aggravating to deal with, especially when you play a team full of like projectile users that just want to get that space.
Damn.
Right now, that doesn't seem to be a
specials.
problem for El Rosa. Yikes!
That was crazy. I don't know if up or not, but
did you freaking see that? Oh! Dinosaur just had a field day. Or else going to have to carry.
Convert that into a kill combo.
Yeah, and that was a quick match too. So Dinosaur got a lot of that life back, looking like he's a contender in the 3rd round here.
That's true, but this is that character, right?
This is that character, guys. Like this, man.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Dinosaur.
Momentum.
Oh, got a reversal. Got a nice throw.
Rosa's got one more touch left to his name. Cannot get poked.
No.
Yeah, big trade.
Unfortunate trade. Unfortunate
I
trade.
think Ralph,
But I don't think Dinosaur really had
yeah.
much choice at that point.
It's funny that both
Okay, Ralph and Ralph
both
violence.
players are opting to choose Ralph as anchor. I mean, there's a reason for that, guys.
I was gonna say, like, Stan D kind of makes a big argument for that case, and there we see it. This is gonna be a lot of damage. He still has 2
Holy
left over. That's
shit.
right. Delay it, catch him. Ooh, this is gonna hurt.
It's not gonna kill, but it's gonna hurt.
My goodness, this is one-touch territory now for
Yep.
Rosa.
What the heck? What was he looking for?
Oh, no.
Oh, what's that? PRC? Jesus.
Wow. Okay, he opts to save the meter. I thought he wanted. I could have sworn that he was going to go for a climax there. You know.
I think there was
Oh,
really
got the grab.
very few
Predicted
arguments
well.
against it unless he's that confident in his offense.
That block string.
Hey,
Anti-air is
he's left me
stronger.
alive. I'm gonna get another chance to
Oh,
touch
quick
him
roll.
again.
So it really is PRC.
But as you see right there, he ended up spending that meter.
Oh
on
my
that.
god, this is close.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
Now this is actually one-touch territory.
Yes.
But really, I mean, if El Rosa gets now one more clean hit, this is anyone's game.
I feel like he could have gone grab there. Oop, but no, midsection. El Rosa
Is
with the
name
clutch.
Ralph Jones. Far D has been absolutely ruining lives since the game's release.
No kidding, man. That button makes me question all of my character choices. I always think to myself,
Yeah.
why am I not playing this guy? You know? But
It's strange.
the
Right?
game's
Like,
still
oh,
From
fun.
what I understand,
Yeah, I mean it's fun as hell. Like once you've
Majority of teams are now basically, like,
in on Ralph and
Vanessa, Ralph,
Bird on
and
him
Terry.
once, it really feels
or
rewarding.
some combination of the three.
Oh, totally. You know, and I think
At least that last time I checked.
you can always pat yourself on the back.
Probably
of
needs
the
a balance
head,
match to
but
get
still
that
like the
fixed,
fact
but
that you
right now,
got
that's
around,
not in the mad
and
game.
You're just like, you know what? No matter how you slice it, it would have just been easier to pick Ralph and hit far stand D at round start.
You're right. You're right.
We gotta be real with ourselves, Aru.
Yeah.
Ooh, what
Oh,
he gave up
she
on
read
it.
that opening
I
well.
thought he was a little too far away.
Reynald saw that it was going to be like
Vanessa
wait
is
for
a
poke.
little bit stubby.
Yeah, she's a little bit dependent on spacing, and like despite the fact that she can confirm off of far C's, that does betray her sometimes.
This is really scary though. Kukri really shines once he gets you into the corner. He's got a lot
Oh,
of really scary
yeah.
moves that can do a lot of damage for very low meter.
And a lot of people
Yeah,
are worried
throw,
that because the sand clone
regain a neutral.
doesn't knock down now. It does no longer.
Oh, she predicted that one.
That he might have lost some of his offense, but those rumors were not true. This guy is still very frightened. Oh,
Absolutely. Very nice
an answer
confirm on that.
That's a lot of damage. Yep. A DC opening mix-up. Any games announced after this, it's mostly just going to be like,
Nice, blows it up. That is not real.
it's mostly going to be frosting,
Oh, no.
frosting on the cake.
Gonna get this. He can't guard cancel. He can't do anything. Guard broken.
Beautiful. And that's, I think, the case. Oh. That was beautiful. So he actually went over the low anti-air low attempt from Reynolds by using the air TK move to
Getting that extended corner on Vanessa was a very nice choice.
That he can turn a jump into like a delayed overhead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way that this
Nice pressure
screams.
here from El Rosa.
What's that? What the hell's that about?
Just doing that stand or that jump blowback just to make sure that Reynolds not jumping out. Backing up? I don't know about that.
Nice. There goes that anti-air
Pressure.
like I was talking about.
I don't even know what he was expecting to happen. Try to put her in the other corner. Now he's going to lose this character because he gave up on the pressure to corner, and there he goes.
She's got legs for
Yeah, I mean, that was
days.
just
That was
a
a
really
nice
good
jump kick.
defensive round, I think, from Reynolds. Managed to kill Kukuri without losing too much life. He's going to get a lot of that back.
Yeah.
Now, this was a problem last match. This
That's
dinosaur
true.
seemed to put Reynolds on skates, had him scratching his head for a good 2 minutes, couldn't figure it out.
And we'll see if he makes any adjustments. This guy is an Evo champ, remember? So
He is an Evo champ, but in a way, so is Rosa. But as the winner of the KOF 14 pre-release tournament at Evo, you know, he has no...
Dinosaur is doing work.
In the Evo environment.
I'm not sure if Reynolds knows how to play against Dinosaur. This is very interesting.
you're absolutely correct, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of Rosa's thing, you know, like the game's out early, he's like a monster.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
That
That's
grab,
what we're
holy
seeing
shit.
right now. Man, this dinosaur is really putting the hurt on Elizabeth all this round.
Oh, yeah.
Dinosaur's basically barely taking any damage.
I got all the meter in the world, but can't get in.
Oh my god, just ran up
That's one
and
of Elizabeth's
jabbed.
problems that her approaches are fairly linear, and her range is also like besides a few of her like pokes, it's not too great.
It's depressing, man.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Frame trap
One
is fine.
chance. A lot of chances for Reynolds to take this round. I was gonna say, like, this is his last character, and he can't afford to take too much damage like that. All right, get off me.
Nice.
Good anti-air.
Oh, Rosa telling him pump the brakes.
Yeah, I mean, playing against this.
Yeah, I feel like Dinosaur definitely wants the
it's
overhead
really
attack,
hard
so
to find
predicting that with the
a
anti-air is
spot to
going to
get
get
beat
easier.
No, it's really hard.
Starting to
And
play
your
size
box
Enki.
is not
Yep.
exactly what you think it is either.
That's true.
Like I get like, oh,
Yeah, quick mode.
oh, he found
Let's
it.
go for a PRC burst.
Threads the needle with that gigantic stand
Yep,
V around.
I think it kills.
Circle.
It does not.
Oh no!
Magic
I
Pixel.
could have done the
He
RTG.
could've
Oh,
punished that.
Yes.
still, that's a huge disadvantage for Reynaud now.
All right, now it's back down to the anchors.
Oh my god. And in El Rosa's favor with full health and 3.5 bars. Oh, that's an activation if I ever saw one. And Rosa saying thanks for the free damage.
Ooh, get dropped.
Reynolds just sneaking in
Get
a lot
thrown,
of really small hits.
Jesus.
They're really beginning to add up now.
Starting to play turning the butter.
Yeah, throwing
Good
in
old-
this game is going to add up
good old
quickly
graphic
because
gameplay.
throwing is so favored because
Quick
of...
mode here,
I mean, I
Rihanna.
don't know if
It's burning, meters burning.
Incredibly
Go
so.
in.
Plus,
There we
they,
go.
They reward you with a hard knockdown, so it's still your turn after you get
every
a throw.
time.
Go.
Right?
Can't waste those
Hold up for the
opportunities.
safe jump.
He's out of resources though. It's making Reynaud's favor a
Two
little bit.
bars, if he touches him, you better believe he's going to quick next. There
Oh,
it is.
there it is, like you just said.
Ooh, guard cancel.
Whoa!
Holy shit, that was a nice dive kick.
That was so crazy. So again, El Rosa demonstrating mastery, air superiority. You know, staying in the air, using that air special move to punish Reynolds' punishing attempt.
If Dinosaur wasn't allowed
I don't know
to
if that
do
was
as much punishment as
action
it did,
or if that was by
that
design, like,
might
he just
have been
moved up
Reynolds'
and
favor.
planned to just do
But he missed the
dives.
window for
I don't
opportunity.
know, man. That seems insane to me. But that's El Rosa, you know. You never quite know what he's thinking. What a great match to showcase the volatility of KOF 15 and just a piece of how hype it could be at Evo 2022. I don't know, man. I don't know if we're ready. Because that's just like, that's early business right now. What happens in 5 more months? What does this look like in 5 more months? I can't even imagine it.
Dude, I have no clue either. I mean,
There has to be at
it's
least
really
one major
exciting
balance
time to be
match.
a
Right now, the
KOF
game's a little too
fan.
optimized
This
around like
15,
only
there's
a
so many
handful of characters, like
possibilities,
5
the
total
options
characters.
that you have to spend your meter and all the different characters that they've given us. It's going to be so exciting to see where the game goes, and I really can't wait to see what people from all over the world bring to the table at Evo. You know.
That's right. Everybody better be ready because there are people coming for that crown in KOF 15. It's going to be big. And I think that's going to do it for us, though. Steve and Sajam, y'all take it away.
KOF 15 will be the next title at Evo 2022. Shout outs to Hell Pockets, Aru, as well as El Rosa and Reynolds for giving us an amazing display of KOF 15. KOF 15 historically has given us some of the most exciting matches at Evo. I cannot wait to see what's going to be on display.
Yeah, KOF as a franchise, it has some of the best Evo top 8s of all time, right? Some of them slot in there as some of the most entertainment you can.
Oh, the chess match is
today.
over.
If you go watch those old top 8s for 13 or 14 or whatever you're interested in. You go watch KOF, the excitement from the crowd, the excitement from the commentators, the players, everybody's just excited. Those games are timeless and they're so fun to watch. If you go back to watch old KOFs and you have just been playing 15, like a lot of people have, myself included, you will notice like, wow, these characters are doing the exact same things that they do in the new game. So you'll be really prepared. So if you're interested in KOF 15 at all, I highly recommend it. The game is a blast. The old top 8s are so fun to watch. The community is always so excited, and it's such a worldwide, international game.
I should think about picking up
all over
KOF.
the world play KOF.
I just don't have the brain for more than one fighting game at a time, or 2 max. I'm already like strongly balancing like Guilty Gear with Smash
One
Ult.
of those guys that we just saw in that exhibition during that Evo's grand final set. I was the one, check the tapes, who handed him the American Aviator.
I'm going to
sunglasses.
bet
That's one
that they will
reason
announce a
I know
beta
KOF
at Evo.
always goes off
But
at
I'm
Evo,
not
and it's because of
convinced that they'll
competition
actually
all
have it
around the
ready
world.
for
It's not
gameplay
just centered
by
to one
Evo.
specific region. All over the world plays KOF.
That Riot game's gone
the
under
new
multiple
kid on the
internal
block,
iterations.
Really gonna turn a lot of heads. Listen to Sajam, listen to
The
me,
last time they
guys
talked
wanna
to or
watch
made like
what
any
comes
official
to KOF
announcements of
15
it
here at Evo.
was that they did not expect it to be
Players that
ready
are
by
really good.
this
Their
year,
fighting games actually started on KOF.
or by
A lot
even the
people
end of
tell you, like, oh, I used to go to
2022.
the arcade and there was like
So we're expecting like a fall beta, maybe like a
KOF all
summer
the time.
beta
So
earliest,
It's like a really common starting
and
point for
like
a
a
lot of
early
players, but
2023 launch
I have one of
is
the most
what
important
I've been hearing.
announcements in Evolution history to tell you about.
Okay.
This year at Evo,
All
when
right.
you grab your badge, you show up, you say, hi, I'm such and such. Here's my badge. I got it. Shake hands, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Put it on. When you get your badge, it also comes with a refillable water bottle that you can use
Okay,
at
good.
any of the 45 stations across Evo to refill and hydrate.
A refillable water bottle is probably long overdue because Vegas in August is really hot and really dry, and you will get dehydrated. Like walking around in downtown Vegas during Evo, bit of a punishment.
At Evo 2022 this year?
That's correct.
Legitimately bit of a
Best Evo
punishment.
ever already. That's really all. That's all I needed. You know what I'm saying?
You got casuals, you got water. What else could you want? I mean, those are
Deodorant.
the two most important
Sage
things
Jam,
that
deodorant.
it needs, right? Like you just look around, you're like, this is it. This is
Please
it.
announce Evo branded deodorant. Please. There will be smashers. There will be smashers in the side games.
Drink water. Now Evo single-handedly making sure that we get to that water. And I'm telling
There's
you,
plenty
right
of
now,
water. It's just that you forget about it really
playing in
quickly.
tournaments, talking in tournaments.
Between us, I can't wait to zone the crap out of the kids. See, you'll be doing the zoning, and then I'm going to teach them the art of the rushdown.
We're going to be cheersing with the
It's not that true, actually. It's not nearly that bad. Evo, the thing about Vegas is that
you're gonna be having the best.
it's not as expensive as you think it would be.
With that being said,
The convention halls, yes, the convention halls will always be expensive. But if you plan ahead to get water and food from literally anywhere else, or even for like the hotel restaurant, to be honest, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It will not be $12 for a bottle of water. Yep. The Super Raiju, thank you for keeping us on track. It is in fact Street Fighter 5, Guilty Gear Strive, Mortal Kombat 11 again, Tekken 7 again, and as a newcomer, King of Fighters 15. I believe we're going to have like 4 more games after this.
And Masoma. I'm joined by the lovely Jalen.
Oh, Type Lumina.
How you doing, Jalen?
I'm doing really well. I'm very, very excited that Multi-Blood Type Lumina is going to be a main game for Evo in 2022.
Everybody,
and
learn how to spam
to
shield.
watch them help us introduce this. I mean, what better? They were our 1 and 2 coming out of Frosty Faustings.
I do feel that Multi-Blood needs
January,
this.
so they're going to help us.
It's dropped off since release
really thrilled to have
for a number of reasons.
Yeah, these
and whenever
players
like
in
Serena does a
North
poll for
America
these
have
Solar
had
games,
really strong consistency in their success.
Yeah,
both
yeah,
online
it's
and
definitely a
offline
Multi-Blood.
events, right? Multiple NLBCs, but like you said, most notably,
Yeah,
that
Type
is
Lumina
Frosty
probably
Faustings
needs
when
this
they face
boost.
off in
There
World
has been some patches. It's no longer as janky as it was on
And that
release.
grand
The
finals
netcode
is
has been
awesome, too.
improved, but its launch impression just wasn't very
Straw
strong.
coming back from losers to reset.
Especially since they were
overall.
struggling against the Guilty
And
Gear
I think
crowd.
what's really cool about this too is that this is Multi-Blood's second time being an Evo main title. You know, the last time was NBAA, I think in 2010. It's quite some time ago.
Yeah,
but
the original was
it's back, baby. So with that
Actress
said,
again. This,
into
however,
the match.
is in fact Type Lumina.
All right, so I did.
So the
know-
relaunch.
So Scrot was
Asoma
notably
versus
a
Scrunt for a million.
but has been playing around
Oh,
a lot
Vlav.
with Shiki and Masoma sticking with
Ugh,
Vlav,
Vlav.
you know, the character that they've been playing for a really, really long time. So I'm excited to see what Scrot brings.
Seems to
forward
feel
with
to
this
perfect the
Shiki
art
play,
of living.
because I know he's been playing with a lot post Frosty. So let's see what he's got.
Look how hyper-connected this is.
Yeah, like you mentioned, right? We most often associate him with Hisui play, but this Tono character in this
Honestly,
game is
I'm rooting
so
for
powerful,
MVC
so
2.
strong. Like,
It would be
it
amazing.
feels like he's a constant threat.
Even MVC 3, as long as it's not infinite. As long as it's not MVCI, Marvel would be a very, very welcome re-addition to the Evo lineup. And because they, like, Evo 2020, as I mentioned like at the beginning of the stream, was supposed to be like the return year for Marvel, right? Marvel Spirit resurrected for one more run for its anniversary. But since that never happened, I think they're still due. I think like
I like the idea.
they should
what
have
Scrot
another
is going
chance.
for. Finally gets a good hit
Ooh,
here.
good
but
solid hit.
Masoma was really dominant in that first game, especially with all that ground mix-up game that Vlav has. But here is the power of Shiki mixing up in the corner.
Shiki in the corner.
Big combo, taking Vlav down to half health and
Vlav
forces
has to
out
burst.
the heat.
Yeah, this character's conversion power. Just
That's a neutral shield because he doesn't think it'll safe to jump in. Feels right. Vlav is really annoying.
He's so dangerous. You see him showing off that one-hit record. That thing is like a vacuum. Getting hit on the ground, multi-purpose special.
Shiki applying more pressure. Vlav is losing ground. He has to jump on over. So
Nice air-to-air jump beat.
that's
here.
nice.
Masoma gonna
I
be
think
able to
I think Masoma still has this. His
You see,
I hate to say it, but a more patient playstyle is generally going to be a lot more consistent.
Get back to zoning or swinging that machete from mid-range.
Yeah, the thing
And Vlav is
that
perfect for punishment
even
games.
if
Like
he's
it's
not using his
Vlav. He
fire
covers the
wave,
entire
his
screen.
normals are huge and take up so much of the screen. Really nice blocking and spacing there from Masoma.
They're very obnoxious. Very obnoxious. They hit like very disjointed.
Underneath the shield.
Yeah, and unfortunately there at the end of that one, Scrot was stuck in the shield animation and got hit with the ground fire coming back. And so Masoma takes that first one.
Shield has a lot of advantages, but not against Vlav.
Yeah, and I think with these two when they play too, I think that's a big factor in how the set can go is Masoma's mental fortitude and how long he can be confident in his ability to control.
If I do like anything about type movement in particular, though, is that there's no such thing as a neutral starting state. From the start of the round to the actual point where you start attacking, you're scrambling for position all across the screen. I kind of find that really entertaining.
Takes the corner away from him.
Yeah, all right, and a nice shield.
No Blaze Rangers, big sad. Also,
shield counter.
Vlav's not even close to having activated his ice.
Into that fireball range, mixes up with.
So technically, this isn't even Vlav at his strongest.
The jump, but it's not working, unfortunately. And now Scrot forced to block. Does have 3 bars of magic circuit though, so could turn this around pretty quickly. But doesn't, he gets caught.
Damn, Masoma's really strong.
And Masoma doing a really good job of intercepting Scrot's movement, like we were saying, right? Note the jump Bs, note the ground anti-air swings. Scrot having a really tough time getting in. Awesome backdash and punish on the throw attempt. He's going to eat what, 3
backdash.
Oh, he's getting torn up.
Oh, and he even does a little bit of charge for the moon gauge too. That's just kind of rude.
Yeah, that's an option Masoma goes to pretty often. Just in the meantime, when players like to sit and try to block or be patient, he's willing to take that gauge build.
Yeah, despite being all the way across the screen, Vlav had him cornered.
Vlav works so well with
freaking anime games, am I right?
So it's really essential for him to have nice blocking just to stare off. Scrot Vermilion regaining so much of that recoverable health and a good throw to try and set up back in the neutral. We do it again.
Wow. He got excellent return out of that heat activation.
Oh, there we go.
Got all the health back, got confidence back, and then was able to just use throws on his offense to really throw Masoma off beat.
This is a strong opening.
There we go.
Probably one of the strongest that we've seen thus far in this set, too.
Scrot Vermilion's finally has his opening. Ooh, that's a really nice throw.
3 in a row that haven't been challenged. But Vlav does Vlav things with huge buttons, and now that he's in ice mode, he's got a different moveset, and his projectiles are larger as well.
I'm also a lot more scared of ice Vlav than I am of fire Vlav. So I feel like the pressure here.
Big swing there. Using ice projectiles to try to again lock Scrot down, just do some chip damage.
Look at his control of the neutral there.
Staircase down, Scrot in good position here. Has 3 bars built.
Finish
I
it.
like the idea of going ahead and
Nope.
choose one.
Could not finish this meal.
Oh,
Now
and
he's
another
burst into a corner.
Try and just change the tides here. That's putting Masoma at a good
That's
health
so
gauge,
much
and
pressure.
It wasted all of the heat
Oh, nice
activation
counter,
from
though.
Scrot as well, but Scrot coming back with moon activation.
Yeah, that defensive moon drive activation to be able to see what's happening in the string in real time like that. Be able to create an opening for Scrot here. Nice.
Oh
jump
shit!
shield
Never
on the
mind.
moon
I
seal there.
highly underestimate Scrot Vermilion's resilience.
Very smart.
It's not
play.
1-1.
I like the adjustments that we're seeing from Scrot to be able to, he noticed that at full screen, of course, at full screen against Vlav, you're not going to be able to do as much as what you want to, but that was giving Masoma all of the advantages, Shiki being at full screen, and Scrot, by using a different combination of shield and moon drive and just honestly run-ups and grabs, was able to totally change the tide of that.
Yeah, and it's about being a little bit patient or a little bit deceptive on how he moves with Scrot, right? You can't just really just jump in the same way every time, or that's going to be.
He predicted a jump from Shiki, but didn't actually go
saw
through.
in game 1, right?
Still.
But then now he's mixing up that air movement along the ground, putting in a lot more dash and then braking, mixing up just run and attack with run and throw.
Shiki was just a little too high for that follow-up.
Yeah, this is, even though it seems much more back and forth, Scrot is definitely hurting for health, but he is almost done with his moon drive activation and has full magic circuit, but now Masoma gaining back so much of that health after the
Just that constant back and forth
activation. But Scrot being very careful around this fireball game, and just it manages to get right in between them and carry
Pierced
him
right
all
through
the
the
way to
fireballs.
corner. This could be
That's
huge
very
with
nicely
the amount of
done.
meter that he's got.
That's the thing, Jalen. Total with 3 bars, and he has corner control. Counter moon drive gets the throw. That's a huge Omi point, and
That is a good start. That is a good start.
Charge Siege is doing work right here. It's Scrot on set point.
Jeez.
Love
This
doing
is,
love
again,
things.
very strong start from Masoma, trying to get back as much of that moon meter as he can, because it's so great for Vlad. Like we said before, the jump C combo goes all the way through. Big damage, just trying to get the floor ice. And again, Scrot with these shield challenges coming in clutch.
And Masoma's defense so activated right
Yeah,
now.
block string ends,
Gets
assist
the
turn
big touch
again.
here, and that's gonna do
Gets
it.
the touch,
We're going
gets
to
the
a final
kill.
round.
Oh, this is so great. What else do you want to see for a reveal? We want to see it final game, final
Yeah.
round.
Jump seat trucking through
If
the
it was
seas,
only
air
Joey,
touch from Masoma.
they would have probably
Scrot gets
fired
the
his
point.
ass
This
and the
is
game
the
was still
advantageous
going
position
go
that
on.
he's been able to get so much return out of.
So I'm going to lay most of the blame on COVID, because in the end, Evo's a business. They still have to run the show, and the show without Joey is still the show. If anything, I'm a little more excited with
For anything super crazy,
no, not a little more, a lot more excited with TheHadou in charge, because the dude's history in the fighting game community is indisputable, and he's also a lot more friendly to work with. He's a lot easier to work with than Joey Cooler.
I mean, what else do you want from that? Scrot finishes with a perfect. We got it down to the last game, last round, and that's our highlight for bringing you this action, for what you can look forward to and for what you can see for Melty Blood type Lumina.
Melty Blood's a
Evo
real scramble.
2022.
An arc drive finish though.
Yeah, seeing that kind of set, and
Best
again,
way to
it's
showcase.
like we said, we expect that from these are the two top competitors in.
Also, this is the most
for this game
traditional
right
defining
now.
games in terms
But
of
what
a
I'm
start.
excited
I
to see
kind of
is how
appreciate
they
that.
stack up, especially because in the case of these two guys, they've been talking a lot of smack about how good that North America is versus Asia versus other regions. I want to see the international battleground that this Evo 2022 can become for this game, because I think it has a lot of potential to, I think, put on a really good show. But with that said, you know, Jadalyn, you have anything else you want to add to it?
No, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I think in the era of rollback netcode that we're going to have a lot of good international competition. Make sure that you sign up, that you register for Evo 2022 so that you can get in on this action and challenge not just the top players in North America, but the top players in the world.
Yeah, and with that said, Jam, Steve, back to you guys.
Oh, Melty Blood's also adding additional color palettes for each character, so that'll be fun.
Appearance as a franchise at Evo in over a decade.
There's also rumors that IGN might have leaked the full Evo lineup, by the way, so watch out for that. If you don't want to be spoiled, stay off Twitter. If you want to be spoiled, just know what's on it right now. I'm sure you'll be able to find it.
Making sure you guys know about it. I personally think this is great because the game's been around for quite some time. The newest version is a really fun game to play, and there's a lot of new players coming to just to get into this game, as well as a lot of the old players from the community coming in. So come out, represent the community, show up. I personally believe this is going to be one of the best showings at Evo, especially because the community is so dedicated.
Yeah, and for sure. And the cool thing to me, too, is that, you know, a lot of people make jokes about Melty Blood in the past. And then once there's a new game come out and everybody's been trying it, they're like, wait, this game is so sick.
Yeah.
This game is so cool. And the old game is really cool, too. And I think that's the cool thing about it. The entry number at events for Melty Blood has been incredibly good. It's been really, really good so far. The game is a blast to play. The old versions of the game were also really fun. And I think people are now realizing, like, Melty Blood is a really sick game. It's, like, really fun to play. The community is really cool and awesome. And I'm really excited to get to stage at Evo this year.
Look, man, a lot of people don't understand. We're kind of in a good spot for fighting games. Having a new Melty Blood going to Evo is just a small piece. Once again, there's a lot of things we're giving you today.
Tasty Steve, if anything, is underselling it.
As a fighting game fan,
This has probably been the best era for fighting games in a very, very long time.
Fighting games that are coming out, and Melty Blood's one of them. It's a super fun game. So
I did this show rollback netcode too, like the majority of games now. This is a huge game changer. I expect that we don't even fully appreciate the impact that will have on the fighting game community for some time.
Then we have Guilty Gear Strive, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Tekken 7, King of Fighters 15, and Melty Blood Type Lumina. 6 games.
Hey, Broly.
How did I get that? Anyways, 6 games. 6 games, you already got them.
Dude, you're showing 5 fingers.
Before, and I can't wait to see what's next on the list. And for that next game, we're going to send it over to Damascus.
Thank you, Sajam and Steve. I am super happy to be here, and of course, I am here to spread the good news that Dragon Ball FighterZ will be here as a main game.
Dragon Ball FighterZ is back.
2022, exciting times here, and we're going to be watching a special.
What I'm hearing is that lab code version of
the guys a lot of people believe
what's her
in
name?
the world right now, Yasha against Gropis. But of course, if we're doing Dragon Ball FighterZ, I have to be with the one only my boy Terrence. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? So
Android 21.
Here to be
Lab code
good
version of
news.
Android 21 is
We'll be
actually
having Dragon Ball Fighter
broken.
as a main game at Evo 2022. I am
So
so
we'll see.
ready.
We'll
for
see how this
man.
goes.
Dragon Ball Offline. This is where it belongs. It's going to be crazy, man. I'm so excited.
Absolutely crazy and super looking forward to this. And
If
of course,
anything,
Evo has a long history of fighting games.
I'm
and
kind of
of
sad that
Dragon
Dragon Ball
Fighters. So
Z
before
didn't
we go to
release
match,
with
I'd really like
Fire
to
Z
talk
didn't release with a
one of
rollback.
our favorite Evo moments. I
Because-
can't suspect you and I we might be the same, but I'm gonna let you go first. What has
I
been
was
your
under the
favorite,
assumption, and
passage
for a
of
long
the
time it
Evo
seemed it was going to be that way, that Fire Z was probably going to be like the apex of popular fighting games, right? Popular media fighting games. Like it's Dragon Ball Z. It's literally the fights literally look like they come right out of the anime. It's like the best possible interpretation you could possibly ask for. And then the pandemic hit, and nobody was able to play it well because delay-based netcode is a pain in the
I do
ass.
remember, man, that when we were told that we were about to be on commentary for top 16, and we saw Shanks' bracket in top 16.
My colleagues and I were literally pushing buttons every single time we had an IRL meetup, and then we no longer had those because we were all quarantined. And
definitely an absolute highlight of Evo.
like given from what I understand of like how the rollback netcode actually is implemented, then yeah, it's basically that the database designed to handle Fire Z in the first place is already long established, would take multiple years to re-implement. It might not even be all that good at the end, right? So it's just really unfortunate. The Fireball Z, I think, Grand Blue versus in particular, were the biggest victims of the pandemic. But like even before the pandemic, they're always going to be like slightly niche compared to any game with rollback. Because it's just like so much more universally easier to access games with rollback netcode. So this is the first time I'm actually seeing 21 lab code version in action.
He was the Evo champ actually for last year, the online Evo. He also does really well in Spain on the round, beat Shanks a lot of times, and
That's a
always
grab.
does well. But the first opening goes to Yasha.
Air
Yasha
combo.
opted for the Super Broly team. He's been having fun with that character lately.
Oh man, for
Well,
sure. He's a
yep.
You know, we saw some of that at the Battle Hour exhibition. You know, we did get to see some of Yasha's Super Broly. This is a character that he really enjoys. Maybe a bit more known.
Taking a whole ton of damage. Ropus is not handling this well.
17, but man, that Super Broly, when he gets cooking, it's no joke, man.
Yeah, of course. As usually we would see Vegito in that spot, but Yasha has been known to go around and around. And to be honest, knowing Yasha's gameplay, as long as this happens, as long as
finisher.
He can two-touch you from any moment.
We did
that's
not
all
get
he
to see
needs.
the lab
Super
code version
Broly.
in action. Never mind.
Exactly, and the big threat, the big talking
Yep.
point of the
Raiju,
game right now,
Super Raiju, thank you again for keeping track.
There will be no damage nerfs on this
That Masu going in.
Yeah, that was efficient from Yasha. Ooh, the jump away from the Dragon Rush. Tries to go for a float. 6M is gonna be blocked. Great
Strong
defense,
overhead.
but you can't block that. Gets snatched, man.
Kabal, kabal, kabal.
Man, here we go, Super Broly, and I love this character. Okay, of course it's Yasha, so it's gonna be optimization station all day. There we go, throws down the ball.
That is a very well optimized lineup for that.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, she still had the barrier to recover that as well. But the Spark to save Zamasu, he's still gonna get opened up. Spark is probably gonna allow that Zamasu to stay alive. But look at this, man. Yasha is always ready.
A bit too far away though for that S. Usually that does reach from like pretty close to half screen, but that one missed unfortunately for Yasha. Oh
Best
man.
opening regardless, and he manages to snipe the
Oh,
ball.
counter that
5-21
approach.
is being called that Super Broly is hitting like a tank right now.
Any Super Broly hit. Oh, there we go. Rejump time. Oh no, Gropus didn't tech. That's
It's
unfortunate.
Broly doing Broly things. What can I tell you?
They say it in Spain, man. Blue combos do the same damage.
Bro, if you didn't tech, that's more damage.
Exactly. It's
Okay,
attack
here we go.
logical
This is
damage
gonna be
along
huge
with
on
character damage.
Oh yeah, that should be a dead Android 21 actually.
Like if Marvel isn't back, this is the closest we get to just like Marvel 3v3 pressure.
Bro, yes, the Dragon Rush is right, but not the way he wanted it to. That was a drop opportunity, droption select, whatever you want to call it. It worked out for Yasha, man.
Yasha has this in the
I
bag.
personally got hit.
I don't know what Ropus can possibly hope to do with this Houston's advantage.
That's gonna kill, right?
Yeah, that is.
Broly going Godzilla. Yep,
One
all
more
finished up.
for Yasha, just asserting dominance. We know obviously that Yasha has been. He beat Gropis in quite a few tournaments. Gropis may be suffering from the fact that Andrew Tonoab Gropis pretty new, maybe not used to her enough to play against someone like Yasha.
That's true. You also got to think about it like this, right? Picking Labcoat 21 against a guy like Yasha that is renowned for his optimization, his max damage situations, is a really good call, actually, because, you know, getting that debuff on any one of these three characters is a big win for Gropus.
Yeah,
oh,
pretty much
right.
The two-touch condition.
Labcoat 1 had a permanent debuff that she can apply to characters.
Probably go for the debuff there, and right now.
So having her on point makes perfect sense, because even if she's a sacrificial player, like if she lands that debuff,
yep, that's very important.
It's guaranteed to screw them over.
Very nice. It's another hit as well. And now this is a massive win for Gropus, because not only did he get that debuff on Gogeta Blue, the spark is now wasted on Yasha's side. Yep, nice.
Wow.
Look at that, man.
Yes, actually lost the spark. That's devastating. That's actually devastating.
Dead. Yeah, absolutely don't stop. That's dead, right? 1-1. I was about to say, like, can he build enough to kill? And he actually did. That man is optimal as hell. That debuff was not even relevant for Gogeta in the end, because he disappeared before even landing a hit.
That's so true. But now look at this comeback that Yasha has to make. That's a full life team on Gropus' side.
Okay, Gropus is definitely showing life.
3 characters to 2, no spark on Yasha's side.
Still, Gropus did not seem to have a good anti-Broly game, so we'll see how this works.
There, just catches Yasha sleeping. Gonna go for an extension with Zamasu. Doesn't have enough power to go for level 3, but potentially the Blaze of Judgment at the end of this for the mix. Just extending, finishing that combo, and there we go.
Bro, this is a Zamasu master out here. You know, I love to see this character go to work. You know, we've been seeing a lot more of him lately. Gropus, not only Gropus, Zane from the US.
Double specials from Zamasu, keeps the pressure on.
Hope to see him.
That's a whole ton of damage.
Absolutely.
Cracked him open like a walnut.
A lot of us didn't know before, and got to discover him through the...
They're taking advantage of the wall bounce.
Finals at the moment. Yasha putting in ward on that Zamasu. Probably gonna tag that 17 in.
Nice
and
switch.
He does. Probably a chance to go for level 3 and guarantee the mix. Yes, he does, and it's a one-touch on Zamasu.
Oh, this is massive. Will Gropus spark though? Oh, he went for the stop sign, but Yasha baits it out. And man, he needs to make a 2-character comeback right now. It's 2v2. But Yasha is just...
Android versus Android. Nice.
He's the complete package as a player, man.
Combat specialist versus researcher.
Be world-class in Dragon Ball fights.
He's been working really well right now. Send her all the way down. And
nice.
Potentially go for a staircase to lock that Android 21 down. Gropus forcing the corner with movement and just going for the Ki Blast War. Just managed to get through, block the slide, some breakouts to block, decides to spark. We don't block here. We just get out of jail. Can he get the opening now?
Oh, he did it. That was invincible. Level 1 gets out the corner. And man, I feel like Android 21 Labcoat might have a good matchup against. Oh, never mind. The smooth.
Undernight Ember, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Dragon Ball Fire Z, Tekken 7, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Yep. I suspect, obviously, Ultimate's not going to show up.
Oh my god.
I suspect Undernight Late Embers will also not be showing up. But I did hear that French Bread might be producing a sequel to that. Maybe. If it is, it's still really early in development.
I respect that. Get that debuff super on Android 17. And look at the damage! Yo, that is the 21%.
Base 21's dealing pretty decent amounts of damage.
As well, man. So scary to think about.
That's the one. We talk a lot about that.
The switch was expected.
Debuff, but it also
17 needs to recover a little bit.
Get that plus 21%, so it's a win-win for her. Gets to level 3, Yasha suns out, guns out. Gonna try to go for the storms. Grope is blocking in the corner, trying to challenge. The super dash is gonna be blocked. Yasha still with the challenge and gets away this time. No command grab, but no punish from Gropis.
Man, poor Super Broly. She only needs to spend 1 bar for a 21% damage special buff.
Broly's getting crushed.
Poor S Broly needs to spend 3 to take the shirt off and only get 5%. Man, it kind of sucks to be S Broly out here.
It's like just get better.
Gropus seems to have balanced overall strategy.
Come back more buff than this right now. Yasha struggling. That 17 is down, but one hit and what a conversion!
That's a nice conversion.
Immediately buffered that Z change there to kill Android 17.
Slow cover.
It's gonna be 1-1 now.
6 Grand Blue Fantasy versus Samurai Showdown.
That beam, it might be
Killer Instinct and Fight Hurts and Skullgirls. We're probably not going to hear from Soul Calibur. We're almost certainly not going to hear from Vince Fighting Hurts.
Change from the beam.
Killer Instinct development-wise is finished, so probably not followed for them.
Alright, one start barrier.
That leaves Skullgirls has likely.
Yasha is not gonna get caught just yet. Watch out, that's gonna be tech. Great defense.
Samurai Showdown probably not. Yeah, I'm not sure about Grand Blue versus Fantasy versus, because GBVS does have some new content to show off. But talk about a game that's seen die because of the pandemic.
Oh my goodness. Yo, 6k damage and a debuff, 7k?
Like, I would legitimately be surprised that Grand Blue Fantasy
Now,
versus
you need to block. I know you need to remember, right? Because she has
had more than like
she cannot
200
actually punish
entrants
any guard cancel. You cannot guard cancel
globally
hitting move. She
if
cannot
they
cancel
did announce it for
right?
Evo,
Cancel
right?
into a barrier,
That game has
and then
been
get
a
the
struggle
conversion.
spell the entire
Plenty of
time.
ways
They're
to
on
punish
they're
guard
on life
cancel. So
support.
you need to block, and you
At
need
least
to
that's
block
my
when
estimate
this
of it.
command wrap coming.
I might be wrong. There might be like enclaves of fighting game scenes that still like determinedly play it out just because of their love of the characters. But that's not my estimation, and that's not my understanding of its status.
At the end, but right now it's Gopis forced to block a back super dash, and the Dragon Rush is finally gonna open Yasha out.
A rare successful Dragon
But I would love
Rush
to be
on
proven
Yasha
wrong
right
because
now.
that's a really fancy ass game.
Oh no!
And if there is a game to practice to like get used to simplified inputs, it would be Grand Blue Fantasy Versus and DNF Duo whenever it does come out, in order to practice for Project
Second
L.
dash to make sure this stays high, and he's 17. He's gonna build approximately 7 billion bars. That is a dead 121, man.
Oh, she is. That is overkill right there. She's gonna have to spend 5 meters and probably get the buff on Broly. Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sure we'll get the right level 3 to finish, and Lab Code 21 is out of the equation. Group is on 2 characters, of course. He's still got that spark to work with if he wants to build a comeback there, but Yasha looking good.
And you know Yasha's side,
Spark is still
a
working.
big breath of relief right there, getting rid of Lab Coat 21. When you see you've killed her on the opposing team, it is just the best feeling in the world, man. You don't have to worry about no more debuff threats, anything like that.
It's interesting to see how the meta for this games evolve in terms of like spark usage, right? At the very beginning, it's like save your spark for last because your very last character needed the additional buff. It was very similar to the resonance mechanic for PP Tech in that instance. But then it moved to that you want to use as spark as possible so you keep a whole 3 characters and keep your overall advantage. And now it's a little more situational. Ropus actually hasn't popped his spark yet, despite being a character down.
You guess. It's simple, it's math down, it's a 50-50. It works or it does not. you just pick
I guess he's confident that he doesn't need to.
But yeah, before I was so rudely interrupted by that disgraceful mix-up from Gropus, I was just about to say, we know him for the more unique characters, the babies, the freezers, the Beerus, etc. But really picking a strong shell, I feel, here with the double 21 and the Zamasu.
I must say, this is the most meta team I've ever seen Gropis play. And I met Gropis in like season 2, right? Gropis was playing like Zamasu, Jir, and Frieza in season 2. This is the first time I see Gropis playing like
Gropis is a low tier lover.
Oh my god, get out of here, man. That's sick! 1 character left for Yasha.
Bro, that was...
Gropis still with a spark. That's a powerful advantage.
Take the set against Yasha.
He is, but Yasha gets the opening.
Yasha really needs to dig deep for this one,
Most
Jesus.
likely gonna need 3 touch unless he gets like level 3 into a medium starter behind this. Gonna put the pressure on that 21. Yep, we go for the level 3. We got the mix behind. There is still a spark available for Gropis if he wants to save, and the spark is there.
There we go, spark.
Oh man, Yasha unable to get an kind of anti-air approach there, and this is going to be so much damage.
Yasha's progress has been completely cut off.
It's going to be good for Gropis.
It's a 1 touch right now. Yasha forced to block. There is a spark. Still blocking, plus 21 on block, and look at this, he blocked, he was waiting for the empty, delayed the 5L, and just got the
Spark's
extension
gone
this
now,
way,
though.
sending her down.
And Yasha has a huge resource
lead.
lead.
Get that level 3 to kill after that?
It's possible, I don't think this is dead though.
Usually takes that to pick out killer.
No,
Yeah, nope. Kills.
I was about to say, I don't think so.
It's now 1-on-1.
I saved my life. I actually saved my life from the lie.
I can't believe how much that did, man. Limit to breaker.
Limit break saves lives,
Yep.
as always. And look at this, you're trying now to chase that Zamasu who is just flying around.
And now they're both
funny
missing
because Yasha
burst.
really likes
Yasha's playing a
closing
really
down
defensive neutral because he needs to find the
trying
opening.
to get to that Zamasu there.
He can't afford to take a good hit. Oh, never mind, there it is. I was just about to say, he can't afford to take a good hit. And guess what he took? A hit to the face.
2-1 Gropis. When you give Gropis characters that good, you know he's gonna be even more of a threat, man.
Yeah, man. Oh my goodness. Maybe Gropus, maybe the time of Gropus, playing the fan favorite teams is over. Maybe he's done playing the Jirens, the Freezers. He's here. He's top tier. And he's going to be putting in a great performance there, taking down what many consider to be the strongest player in Dragon Ball FiGhters right now, Yasha. Man, that's crazy. And I can't wait to see both of these guys at Evo offline. It's going to be so sick.
you know, there's a huge reason for everyone to grind right now. Lots of players have been revamped as well by Yasha falling from the Wanted Throne. We had Cloud's tournament that Yasha did not win, right? Mr. Popo won the latest European Online as well. So everything is up in the air in Europe and in the world at the moment. Dragon Ball is very much around and alive. But what an exhibition, Taran. That was absolutely sick to watch some good old Dragon Ball. And I'm super looking forward to see Dragon Ball Fighters at Evo 2022. Thank you for joining me, Taran. Guys, don't forget to register for Dragon Ball Fighters at Evo 2022. Back to you, Sajam and Steve.
And there you have it. Returning back to Evo, we have Dragon Ball Fighters. A game that's been there a couple of times. We were both there offline when Dragon Ball was happening at Evo. It was a blast. There was the Goichi versus Sonic Fox finals both years, which seems like a lifetime ago. You know what I mean? It seems like it was so long ago.
That definitely seems like a long time ago. And just Dragon Ball Fighters in general has been one of those games that's cultivated a lot of new rivalries, a lot of new players to the scene, and I feel like it's still growing on top of that. I mean, I remember when Dragon Ball Fighters was in.
I wonder if Sonic Fox is going to pick up Dragon Ball Fighters C again.
Literally, their players came to Dragon Ball Fighters.
He's a lot more of a Skullgirls Fighters these days, though.
It gave you that new, exciting feel. We know just how exciting it is. Your arm knows how exciting it is. Everybody else in the world knows how exciting it is. And personally, I can't wait to see each one of these regions get the proper shine that they deserve. The finals have been happening a lot for this game, and there's so many strong regions. There's a lot of country pride on the line. Evo is going to be the place where you guys will see it come to a head. Finally, I like to see. You guys better sign up.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited for with Dragon Ball 2 is that there's been so much talk like, is France the best or New York, or is it somewhere on the West Coast, or where is the best region for this game? And we've had so much online competition, right? So having an offline competition where everybody can come together and just be like, who is the best? Is it Japan? Is it France? Is it New York? Is it West Coast? Is it some other country entirely? Like, where's the best place in the world for Dragon Ball? So that's what I'm really excited about because, you know, it's been a long time since we've had the Goichi Sonic, you know, matches, and it's time to see who is the best right now.
Yo, it was definitely one of the best new rivalries when it comes to like brand new fighting
games.
Dang,
it's been 2 hours.
Very, very
we
good.
could be at this all night.
With that being said, we've talked a lot about what's happening, what's changing at Evo, the games that are returning. What about the schedule, Sajam? We need to know who's going to be first, who's going to be last. How is this going to play out when we actually come up to Mandalay Bay, Evo 2022? How do we know how it works, the schedule?
Yeah, so the schedule for Evo this year, we don't know. Because the way Evo's schedule is going to work this year is that the game with the most registrations, the most entries for the event, will be the last game on Sunday. It will be the big finals at the end, right? It'll be the last thing that closes the thing out.
This is actually relatively new.
Will be the first thing.
It used to be just at Mr. Wizard's discretion.
Friday finals, the first big one we all get to watch together.
But whichever game has the most players,
in between. So the games
without smashing attendance,
game has the most registration to close out. So it's going to
there's going to be some community contests to drive registrations up.
How come it's not the last game? Or, you know, how is this all going to work? It's all determined like this. So now it's nice and easy. When registration closes,
I feel like
know the order for Evo this year.
So
it's either going to be Street Fighter 5 or Tekken.
About the Dragon Balls, the KOFs. The thing
but we could see a resurgence of Guilty Gear players.
What that schedule is going to be by signing up for your respective game or game. So you could sign up for multiple games, but do know that whoever has the highest registration will be going to that.
This puts some pressure on communities that were otherwise just expected to be a Saturday game.
Spot that we see going out for
no, never mind. If your community was expected to be a Saturday game, you were never in the running to be on the last slot for Sunday. But for the Sunday games, things got a little more interesting.
This is how it works. It's very clean. It's very just like this is the way everything's going to work out. You love to see it. And like, you know, the cool thing is it's fun to watch finals on every single day of the event. So like, that's the one thing I love about Evo is that I've watched finals on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays. And really
I kind of want to see Guilty Gear there.
So it's going to be cool to know just like, okay, that's
if there's anything to like,
I want to watch. This is the other one I want to watch, and you can go check them all out.
Pull out all the hype.
Well,
I feel like it's either gotta be Tekken,
really lines up
because some good ass Tekken is.
We don't know when some of these games are going to come
on
back,
its
so
own
this
level.
might be the final showing for any one of these titles,
or Guilty Gear Strive.
The whole nine.
I'm not convinced that
still have more games, and with
Street Fighter's neutral heavy ass
to Dynamite
gameplay
to get the next title
is necessarily going
Thank
to
you,
be
Sajam and Steve.
the
I'm Dynamite, and
casual
I
game for
more
to draw people in.
pleased to announce that Grand Blue Fantasy Versus
Holy
will
shit.
be a main game for Evo 2022. We're going to be watching a special exhibition match coming up in this fantastic game between Zombie Moo
Grand Blue's still alive?
Of the best in the business.
Okay.
But before we get started, you know what we got to do.
Dynamite, you have my attention.
I am Dynamite, and I have the utmost pleasure of being joined by the one and only Ebonic Plague. Ebonic, Grand Blue,
Oh,
we
what a
made it,
name.
baby. We're here.
Holy shit, though.
We're here. We
Grand
made it.
Blue
I'm
is back?
Iconic, and I have to just mirror your sentiments exactly, Dynamite. I have such a pleasure being here with you and being able to talk about Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, being a main game at Evo. I was so elated to find out, and I mean, we're here. Just like you're saying, we made it.
It's one of those things where, you know, the games that came out during the really tough time of 2020, the community banded together to keep them alive, to be able to run tournaments all over the nation where it was applicable, and all over the world in a lot of situations. So having it announced that Grand Blue has made it to Evo in 2022 as a main game is
Color me
one of the
entirely
most rewarding
surprised. I
could
I would
imagine
not
for both
have
the
expected
people
Grand
who
Blue
enjoy
to
playing the
be
game and
a
watching the
returning,
game. And it's
by any
something that
circumstances.
I hope that everyone
I
out there is excited to see, and just as
Where the hell
excited
did I
as
put my
I am.
Grand Blue versus CD?
Yeah, no, I mean, to touch on that just a little bit more, I mean, there was a point where Grand Blue Fantasy Versus had an online tournament maybe 3 times a day, every day for a good long while, right? This community sat down, they thrived, they continue practicing. Now that we have a few offline events coming back, they've been showing up in full force, and I mean, this has to be maybe the most exciting part about all
I'm
of
glad
that,
to be
all of
wrong.
that longevity,
I'm glad to be
right?
wrong.
Just being excited to finally hear that Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is on the main line.
Grand Blue has some real serious
I
unga
cannot
bunga
wait
technology
to
in there.
see all of the intense action that we are going to be able to view at Evo 2022 for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. But let's get a little bit of a piece preview of what that heat is like. We have Zombie Moo and Shuabu ready to go at it and show us what this game is all about.
Yeah, so Zombie and Shuabu are actually
Cagliostro
longtime
versus
training partners for this
Seox.
game ever since Shuabu, started playing this. I if I'm remembering correctly, this is actually Shuabu's first competitive fighting game. Period. Straight up,
impressive.
right?
Good
And
old
that is
Uncle
impressive.
Caglio.
Zombie has been around for quite some time, right? These are 2 of the most driving forces of the West Coast Grand Blue scene in terms of strength. And here they are. Without further ado, we are in the match.
Cagliostro, of course, from Zombie Moo, and 6 from Shuabu, the story characters. Both of these players have seen each other in CEO and Frosty Fausting top 8s. So this is a familiar run back, not just in the training lab, but also in the tournament scene.
It's kind of interesting that Grand Blue has 2 trans icons in the same game.
So you guys know
In the same fighting
they
game,
play each
even.
other a lot, not just because they're the training partners, but also because they run into each other in tournament. So you're gonna see a lot of those button presses out of pressure situations that normally you would probably be too scared to press. But there it is, the jump back on the teleport, already ready for it, and just an immediate destruction of it. First round to Zombie.
Zombie Moo certainly loving to challenge in bold places.
It's been a while
especially
since I
when
paid
they know
attention,
the
any
opponent
attention
is
to
6.
Grand Blue.
Can be a scary
But Cagliostro
character to
looks
mash
incredibly
against,
frustrating to
and
play
if
against.
you mess up a huge amount
Like,
of damage. You see Shuabu
that
trying
forward
to find a way in
projectile,
to avoid the setups from Zombie
if
Moo.
that
Finally
hitbox
gets
is
the
anything
EX
close to how
conversion to the
it
corner.
shows up on screen, has to be the most annoying thing to jump over.
Work, and now this is where you're going to see some of the heaviest pressure. That teleport right there is +1 on block if it's just done by itself.
Teleport is
The frame
+1 on
traps are
block?
coming in
Seriously?
Left and right. This is one of the few characters with a true difficult to block mix-up in 6. But there it is, the teleport to get out. It does have a hitbox. Going to go straight into Super Skybound Art. Obviously not going to kill, but at least this puts you back in the game.
Oh my
Otherwise,
god.
Zombie.
I forgot. Cagliostro is a huge tro. Jeez.
All right, Zombie laying down the setups once again. Great blocks from Shuabu. Not getting caught up just yet, but Zombie checking again on the landing with the light. Dashing up, EX teleport, and evasion from Shuabu. I love Shuabu's heads-up defense.
Oh, that's nice
Yeah,
block
it's
stream.
really hard to deal with that teleport situation from Cagliostro, but it is not seeming to be difficult whatsoever for Zombie to know when the teleports are coming.
Wow.
As just neutral jump, wait for that, and then just hit a button, right? Because even if 6 doesn't...
Caglio looks
there,
like a
what happens is
frustrating
you start
matchup
to
here.
clone, and there's no more hitbox there, so you don't have to deal with it. You're just good to go. And wow, already catching the jump back dive kick as well. Zombie completely ready for the matchup, but there it is. Frame trap right there for Shuabu.
Shuabu pushing Zombie to the corner. An immediate light again, just checking the dash up and the teleport out. The Houdini act from Zombie Moo.
And I gotta commend the way Shubu has been fighting these webs at the bottom.
Shubu tried to jump up for
Zombie has
probably
been
like
going,
just some
well, you're
anti-air
fighting the
there, but
webs,
got
right?
beaten
So,
to
like,
by a button.
that's normally the way I stop people from playing neutral. So I'm just going to hit you for trying to be able to negate those, to try and get around those, right? And it's been paying off such big dividends.
That seals off the air route a little bit.
Exhibition point here for Zombie Moo. Shubu gonna have to step up just a little bit more. Has Zombie Moo in the corner. This is where you want Cagliostro.
Absolute cost you to design this, honestly.
To jump out.
In the class of its own.
Yeah, and on the counter hit frame trap right there as well. Okay, here's the knockdown situation. You know, 6, he does not do a lot of damage, but he will get a ton of hits.
He could drop it all there.
Oh, big hit right there, but no EX until just the very end right there to be able to convert off Zombie, however, now being able to take the corner because of that, and you're going to see a lot of this, like, spacing right here, right? You want to stay under the webs and then force him to run, yes. Was hoping for the wall bounce, but, you know,
That's
not
straightforward.
going to be too worried about it.
Absolutely not. And Zombie Moo with
The
Super
teleport,
Skybound
nice
unavailable
high
due
block.
to being under the health requirement. So Shubu got to be really careful not to get pieced up at all.
She's been stuffed for ages, but that barely did anything.
Happen.
It feels like
They're trying to use the
Cagliostro's
back
strength
dash
is
to be able
definitely
to
not in
get
the
out.
corner.
Zombie ready for it, negating. No, not negating the trap. The teleport comes out, but the counter. Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
nice
so
tech.
does get teched right there.
Another tech.
Zombie is a big proponent of just reaction teching in this game, but eventually could not react to the final tech. Shubu, I can't believe it has stayed alive in this set.
Listen, Shubu has hung around just to see if they can make something happen, and finally is getting in on Zombie Moo once more. EX back, but Zombie Moo out of the corner. Such a heads-up player, knowing to get out of the danger zone immediately with those teleports.
Yeah, it felt like that Zombie just knew that wall dive was coming. It was like, oh, I'm going to use this to advantage to try and teleport to get out of the corner. And wow, a reaction on the anti-air as well. There's so much space control from Zombie, and for sure that this is the wheelhouse of this character, but Zombie is just playing it almost perfectly.
Oh my goodness, big wall bounce
No,
here.
big drop!
I don't know how I feel about this game.
Zombie.
It's been
Looking
so
to
long.
just get that tap. All they need is one hit to cancel into a Skybound Art and close the door, but Shubu still hanging in there, gets the light as well. Full conversion all the way to the corner. No, Zombie again with the check with the light and cancels into the Skybound Art for the finish.
Sky Art finish.
Yeah, if you're not gonna meaty me, I am just gonna hit buttons on my wake up, and I'm gonna stop you from being able to do anything.
Sky
right
Art
there.
on
Zombie,
wake up even.
Excellent job taking the exhibition. Incredible play.
And it's really good play. 2 to 3 big moments there where Zombie was able to just tech,
Did I not
wake
eat
up,
dinner?
and
Shit, I didn't
immediately
eat
throw a
dinner yet.
light and catch Shubu dashing forward. I mean, 6 is one of those characters that just wants to be all up in your business, and Zombie was not having anything of it. And you spoke to it earlier, Ebonic, saying that these two players play each other a lot. So you're able to catch a lot of those habits when you see the person that you've been training against often start to go to the well one too many times.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of saw it in the way that there were checks from Zombie, right? Like in terms of catching the dash forwards, catching Shuabu trying to go towards the negating the traps and things like that, right? That's when Zombie was like, okay, we've been in this situation a number of times, and you can tell because he would immediately
Let me see.
decide
So
to,
far,
too well to catch the run up, or he would try to set up a spear from you trying to negate the web or whatever.
I saw
right?
Sonic Fox mention he may
Everything
want to play some Tekken this year. That's gonna be
time
interesting.
that
I've never seen him play a
web seems
3D
to be
fighter.
Not a total factor in the play. Was that
MK
one
is
that
obviously his game.
kind of negate and just get as many throws.
Dragon
as
Ball
possible
obviously
before
his
finding the
game.
ground.
Guilty Gear he doesn't like so
Yeah,
much, but
it's
he
one
can
of
still
those
play at a high
situations that
level.
With Cagliostro specifically,
Grand Blue, I don't know if he's ever touched it before.
Especially
I don't know.
when they're being piloted by Zombie Moo, it can be a nightmare just navigating so many different webs, so many different setups, and then keeping Zombie Moo pinned down. The knowledge to use the teleport whenever the EX dives, or even the
I think I just don't like set play characters like Cagliostro.
Yeah. So again, congrats to Zombie for
No,
taking
correction,
the
correction.
right there.
I don't like
Shubu
fighting
is-
against
these
them.
two are definitely gonna
I'll be
some
completely
of the
blunt.
craziest
Having to navigate a
players
maze of
that you're gonna
projectiles
meet,
and like
I can't imagine
poking
doing
shit like
this.
that.
No,
I just want to get in there and press buttons, man. You're in my way.
Be sure that you register
If I were to
for
play
Grand
them,
Fantasy
I'd probably
Versus
find it really entertaining to be
at
that kind of
Evo
asshole.
2022. Maybe you'll run
But
into
man.
Zombie Moo and Shuabu. Good luck if you do, but we'd love to see it, and hopefully you enjoyed the exhibition match. Steve and Steve, take it away.
But yeah, Grand Blue's back.
Blue Fantasy versus
I
Mixed
guess I want to
at Evo
press a few buttons
2022,
and Grand
and I
Blue
feel
again
like
if I can
it's
find some local
rightfully so.
players.
When the game released, it really got hit by like real world standings because of the lockdown and the COVID situation. However, it did not stop the community or the developers from going in on the game. We had a lot more characters get released. We had a lot of community support, and I'm really
I was a little disappointed that Narmaya ended up not proving particularly strong because I really like katana-based, like slash katana stance-based characters, right?
Events at Evo, but personally, I like.
God, maybe
I
was just facing playing Nagayuki in the end.
It came out right before COVID was really a big deal, so we didn't get.
I have to look into the game again. It's been a while since I've seen what they added to it.
People really love it. I mean, it's a really fun game. I think Grand Blue's really fun to watch. It's really fun to play, and it just feels so right that they get the opportunity to have an offline international competition like this at Evo with everybody there playing the game. And as you said, there have been so many new characters and updates and changes to the game since it first came out. So I'm really excited to watch it. I think it will end up being like one of the most interesting games to watch just because it's like, oh, we finally get to watch this competition offline international play.
Yeah, it's really going to be fine-tuned at this point. We're at the end of it. Once again, we don't know if Fantasy Versus, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is going to be back at Evo, but the fact that it's getting a time to shine like this, where all the players can actually come out, sign up, and possibly be in that final spot on a Sunday is perfect.
Yeah, I think that's really.
There's no way that Grand Blue's going to be in the final spot on Sunday.
Is like, hey,
I don't care how healthy his community is.
I want to run around buying prints.
The fact
to sell prints myself.
If the final game on Sunday,
pins or whatever you're interested in,
isn't Street Fighter or Tekken, it has to be a game with rollback. Because that's the only way I can see like a sufficiently strong community building up with enough like casual players to justify like Evo at Las Vegas having the numbers for the game to reach into the final day final slots.
Can we get this signed? And also, they've given away merch and other cool
So
stuff.
I'm not expecting Dragon Ball on the final game. I'm not expecting the Grand Blue. Anything else they might announce from here on out has to have rollback in order to be anywhere close to be a contender for final day final slot.
I think that's always one of the most fun parts.
If you think about what happens at any fighting game event, I feel like it's so integral to have like that community area, as well as whether it's artist alleys, your vendor spots, as well as, like you said, we're working with some developers to get some cool stuff in there as well. So in all honesty, this Evo is shaping up to be pretty ridiculous when it comes to not only attending to play, but attending just to hang out, see, and like involve yourself in the community.
Yeah, speaking of which, it's time for our final game announcement at Evo. So
wait, this is already final game announcement? Holy shit.
None other than Sharpie for our last game at Evo this year.
Oh,
thank you so
it's Skullgirls. There is zero chance they bring in Sharpie for anything other than Skullgirls.
Will be an official main game.
There we go. Congratulations, Skullgirls. You're back in.
With me is my favorite co-host and co-friend and co-commentator, as well as the only voice of Beowulf. How are you doing today, Kai Kennedy?
I'm doing amazing because we just heard some incredible news. I mean,
Sharpie alone was a huge giveaway. This girl lives, breathes, eats, sleeps, and dreams Skullgirls.
Was the very first year that Skullgirls had been included inside of the main game at Evo, and this year to come back in such an aplomb. Now we have a high stakes, amazing, exclusive exhibition match here between Evil Geniuses the Kill Stage as well as Cloud King. But before we get into that, I want to talk about some of our favorite moments from the last Evos of yesteryears regarding Skullgirls. My favorite moment has to be back during 2021 during the Skullgirls qualifiers, where we got to see a moment of tournament pressure actually hit one of the players. For no reason.
All right, level. Okay.
You don't know any songs here.
Yeah.
You got the very first big.
Yeah, sorry about Super Raiju. Looks like MVC2 is probably not coming back.
A level 5 big band combo came out, but there was no song. I mean, how are you just gonna do that?
Okay, I just tell you this now. If you have a big band in your lineup and you don't level 5 with a song, I'm already disappointed in you. I'm already not your fan. How are you gonna play big band and not have at least a Rickroll lined up?
Honestly, if you don't have a song ready, you've only done half the battle. If you're playing big band, that's
exactly
your first step.
Exactly. Thank you.
Learn how to play.
Thank you.
On the trombone. Like, don't mess around here. Come on, this is serious business.
For sure. Now, Kai, do you have any favorite moments?
Yeah, I'm going to throw a wrench in the works and go with a meta pick. I'm picking the 2014 side tournament as a whole. That Evo side tournament, it was a bittersweet moment. It was an official side tournament, and I know that people
2014 was a heartbreaker for the Skullgirls community because
it wasn't the right time, as it were. So we took
Smash outrose them for the
back-to-back main
the charity
that's the reason that's my
slot.
Evo pick, because it throws all
And
this
Skullgirls was just like second behind them. It took so many years for them to come back.
What a great moment as an entirety, Kai. Honestly, who can forget the path that Skullgirls has taken to get to now? I mean, do we need to show the people? I think we do. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at this amazing exhibition match, once again, between Evil Geniuses to Kill Sage and Cloud King.
This will be fun. They're so jiggly. God damn, I forgot about this. I don't know why I forgot about this, but it's so jiggly.
Doing work, but the assist, you can't beat that assist.
Yep.
Come on. Get out of here.
Oh,
Get out of here. 3 skull seconds.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It was a really good fight too. That charity run was and remains legendary. So I'm glad that ultimately Skullgirls still got a chance, and unfortunately Nintil did Nintil thing, so Smash was the victim of its own success.
Great lows there from Sage. She's just so clean with these Filia mix-ups. You love to see it. And a great anti-assist as well. Okay.
Man, oh man, you can't.
Here's the thing though.
How can you block?
Here's the thing though. Skullgirls by itself,
cover for Sage there.
it's a fairly good successor to Spirit of Marvel. And the Spirit of Marvel is not dead. I say this because the Cameron brothers are tremendous Marvel fans. And I'll be damned if there isn't a lot of inspiration for that in the development for Project L.
Fantastic
Cloud's got a long way to go. It's not
Honestly, 2014 is going to be just as important as Evil 37 for the overall history of fighting games as relevance in the greater video game community.
Eventually can finish the combo, no biggie. Very nice. Okay, still got a little bit to go. Gonna have to mix twice. Oh, hell!
Ooh, well that's a wrap.
Has been splitted.
Incoming jumping HP, fantastic answer to almost everything that you have to do with a button there. And I think Sage practiced it, labbed it out just a bit. Now, as a reminder, this is going to be a 1st to 2 here. So if Sage does win this very next match...
Oh, the kill stage. I've been wondering what he's been doing lately.
Now, I have to say, Kai, what amazing Filia work we saw there, honestly.
This is something that I've come to associate with Sage, and rightfully so, in the modern era. His Filia is ballistic.
I'm wondering what the incoming is going to be here from Filia. Just a very safe backdash here. Cloud completely respecting him.
Those are some painful assists.
There's a much different pace. Not willing to go in.
Yeah.
Let's slow it down. That's what Cloud's thinking.
Playing the neutral game a little safe.
Sage still has his momentum here, especially with beat extend.
There we go.
Great.
Found the opening.
Cloud,
Let's go in.
Let beat extend immediately win in afterwards.
Okay, gonna need 1 reset here with the meter available.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. That lag vial did what it was supposed to do.
You can't just neutral jump back for your Oki there.
Good old Skullgirls.
Okay.
Nice.
If anything, I'll bet you this. If anything, development for Skullgirls is probably a lot smoother now than it used to be.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Very atypical drop there. Oh, speaking of atypical drops.
Like,
get a little fancy free now.
Everything we heard from the Mike Siamont era, it wouldn't be surprising if the biggest setback to Skullgirls development was simply because its lead developer and the guy that was largely credited as the face of the game. Well, you know what bad bosses are like. No matter how no matter what kind of face they put up in public. A bad boss is probably like the #1 hindrance to the overall development of any product in the background.
Well, he doesn't have any dead character assist this time, so we may not even see an opportunity to use it. But we'll see.
Oh, barely on the outside to confirm. Good try.
Oh,
nice the double
just
low.
Great double low.
Tuba time, come on.
Spending the meter.
Muda. Yeah.
No signs though. No songs. No songs.
All business. All business.
Oh, great PvP there. Yes.
That's bouncy. That's bouncy.
I loved that one.
Continue the combo.
You can't
One
kill
reset,
it
you're
here if you
done.
spent it.
Oh yeah, you know what? Just go to level 3.
Yep. Beautiful there. Cloud going ahead.
Yeah,
and
honestly,
tying it up 1-1.
between DBFC and Skullgirl second encore,
Because
the spirit of Marvel still lives
literal
on.
speed with which Sage disposed of Cloud last time. It seems as though Cloud came
It's not
back
identical to Marvel, but they are definitely its descendants.
Absolutely. So when things go wrong early on, it can change the entire pace of the match. Cloud getting double snapped in 3 seconds pretty much sealed the deal on that one. These players are so close together, there was nowhere to go from there. But that one was a lot cleaner from Cloud. I mean, that's the king we know.
And here we see a much more aggressive round start from both players right
That's
here.
overhit on
Sage
that
not
one.
being as passive as previously, and Cloud still has green bar. Actually,
Oh,
hasn't
the
been touched
vials.
yet.
Let's go. The vial set play.
Oh, that double snap would have been huge.
Oh man, double just by the daylights.
Cloud forgot that Annie assist was a double punch and only blocked the first hit, and is now, unfortunately, reaping the rewards from that. Luckily,
Yeah, plenty of damage
I
here.
feel Sage is getting beat up a little bit. It's a little nasty out there. It's a little tough.
Nice.
Cloud's barely been touched.
Yes, 2,000 points.
and he got points. Beautiful.
Out on Dizzy, got to do something here. Let him come out just a little bit. Oh no, the assist game.
Classic sortie play.
Tags the assist,
Great
very nice.
pressure.
A little bit of damage.
Wow.
Oh, that's we're getting a lot of match supers.
That windmill, Jesus.
Yeah.
Nice, good conversion. Gonna build 1
Oh,
meter
that's
here.
cute.
Just gonna reset, but
Great.
no.
Beautiful. And gets all the counter hit damage from this. Yes. That's gonna kill. Beautiful, wonderful.
Hey, way to even it up. 2 characters, 2
Nice
characters.
fall through on the wave.
Oh, snatched.
Caught them blocking.
Okay.
Oh, she looks
just kind of
fun.
flow chart here.
Oh, that could have been way worse.
Oh.
Good old
yeah,
double.
that double is just sitting there. Ooh. Almost punished that crescent, just trying to approach.
Tried to
A little
push
bit
a
too
button, but
greedy
you had
there.
to know Ban would be there. Like a good neighbor.
Every single time. Has the meter to kill here.
Yeah, just spend it. Let's not mess around. This is the reveal
And
show.
uses
baby.
the opportunity
No
to
messing
also
around
get
here.
up.
Come on!
Big Band's out, not
If you're gonna play
playing.
Big Band, play some music.
Now we're in the scramble. Cloud building up meter. Probably won't get to 5, but it still could happen. Oh, that hit's not good. You're gonna build 2 meters here, so
Oh,
DHC might
that's
be
nice.
enough.
Very nice.
Very slight
That
meter.
was hella punches. Jesus.
Oh no,
Drops
with the
it,
drop!
Oh no.
goes for the grab.
Got the bell. Got the bell.
Into his
But
loving
no music.
arms.
Oh.
Cloud says, I didn't even want to win that one. Here you go, bro.
Wow, Kai. Moments like that are why I'm so incredibly excited to see Skullgirls at Evo again this year. You know, there are so many fantastic moments that Skullgirls going to be able to create on the main stage, and I'm just excited to see them happen.
No kidding. And everybody out there, don't forget to register. Maybe the moment you have at Evo will be the one everybody remembers.
For sure. But you know, we are out of our time here, so let's go ahead and pass it back over to Tasty Steve and Sagan.
And there you have it. The Skullgirls launch party is still rolling in 2022. They just got a new season pass, or the first season pass.
Bro, they're still adding characters. Every time I go back, they're like, we got another character. And on top of that, they're still having a lot of activity tournament-wise for this game. I'm really happy to see Skullgirls make it. It was there for the online Evo, and it had great numbers on top of it. Competition went at an all-time high. I can't wait to see
Oh,
what the
God.
offline
Play
version
Nintendo
of this
song
turns into.
on
And
Evo
that puts
stream
Skullgirls at a
just
very
to
unique point.
trigger
One of the stronger
the
online
DMCA.
communities, as well as just going to be able to have an offline showing with Evo 2022.
Yeah, the first time it's there as an official game. It has been a community game there.
I should try Skullgirls again. The last time I touched Skullgirls, I wasn't really deep
Which is
into
really
fighting
cool.
games yet.
You love
I
the
probably
same
have a
games
better
around.
understanding of
If
it
you
now.
haven't tried it, I highly recommend trying it.
I should give it a chance.
Really, really fun. The community is so
amazing,
nice.
bro.
Yeah.
The community is amazing. I've dabbled in my Skullgirls in the day, and when I tell you, people legit were just like, hey, if you need it, you want to run sets,
Yeah.
anything, just hit me up. I've added people on Steam, and it's because the community for Skullgirls has been super, super welcome.
I'm like, how do I? And they're like, here's the wiki.
Right,
And I'm like,
exactly.
Okay,
Just
yeah,
go to the
all right.
wiki, bro.
Well, yeah, check out all this cool stuff. And it's like teaching me everything about the game. Everybody was so kind. It was really, really fun to play the game. Highly recommend it. It's a blast. So that's our last game.
That's it?
Here at Evo. That is the last. There's a lot of games.
It's a lot of games.
There's a lot of games. And to go over all the details and everything that we had before, there's going to be a community area that has community tournaments and casuals that is bigger than Combo Breaker in its entirety.
In its entirety.
Not counting the tournaments and like vendors and all that kind of stuff. That is how big that space is. Absolutely massive. There's going to be an arcade for you to go and chill and play games and hang out and play.
A real arcade cabinet bearing arcade.
To be a button barbarian.
To be a button barbarian, bro. Look, I'm going to be there. If you want to see me, I will definitely be there in some.
Yeah, we got some great announcements this year. This is going to be a hype-ass Evo.
So you check in. You go
which I probably will be in attendance live. So if you happen to hear a familiar voice, if you happen to be in Vegas in August, no, you didn't.
Just paneling all the walls when you're at Evo, when you're playing in the stage. It's a bigger.
But no, my company's a whole bunch of nerds, so I expect most of us, except for one or two of the non-fighting game players, will be in attendance. We might even just get a hotel room together. This will be fun.
Like that, it should be good. So we have our lineup of all the games that are going to be at EVO this year. 5 of them have never been official games at EVO. They're either brand new or it's their first time there. So what's our list for EVO this year?
All right, let's go down the list one more time for you guys.
This is honestly
Street Fighter V Champion.
An exciting list. This is honestly an exciting list.
Strive. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate.
Like
Tekken 7.
The only things 15, I might have taken this out. Take out of this.
Dragon Ball Fighters.
Grand Blue Fantasy versus feels like,
and last but not least, Skullgirls Second Encore.
Feels like the sort of game you put in there because you couldn't get Smash in. Because there's already a lot of anime games in there. But even if we were to put anything else over it, or over MK11, which happens to be a pretty old game at this point, I will go with some of the indie fighters that developed along the way with rollback, right? I will go with Rivals of Aether with rollback. This fight hurts is honestly kind of hilarious. And the Power Rangers fighting game is still going strong as well.
Where can I find more details?
But those
Evo.gg, where registration is
every single game I mentioned,
you can sign up right now. You're like, okay, I want my
they kind of lack the hype factor from reintroducing any of these games, or aren't as justified as say MK11 to cater to specifically NRS style fighting game. The NRS style School of Design. God thank Pokemon for Skullgirls. I'm not sure about that, but that'd be kind of hilarious if that's true.
Until next time, peace.
Yeah, Evo GG, by the way, is up. In fact, I know the people running that site. Should be up by now. Yes, register now. Hell yeah. Exit full screen there. All done. All right. That's a great year of announcements. I'm excited as hell. This will be a lot of fun to practice for. I still want to decide if I want to play anything other than Guilty Gear Strive at EVO this year, though. So it does feel like a bit of a waste if I only go there for one game. Working on the rotation is going to be interesting, though. But yeah, up until August, I'm probably going to be grinding my ass off. It sounds like a lot of fun. And of course, just because a particular game is not one of the official 9 doesn't mean it will not have a presence at EVO. Every single year, there's going to be a whole bunch of side tournaments. Anime Evo always shows up with its own stream as well. They're not officially supported, but they do get a prize pool and everything because the community runs it. It's always a lot of fun to watch. I guarantee there will be Smash players with Smash setups. And some dusty-ass old CRTs being trucked over from all across the globe by Melee players as well. Because that's just how it rolls. That is how it rolls. And hopefully there'll be some solid suites going on too. You know, just some side streams here and there with people using up the hotel internet to broadcast from various places. It's always a fun time. I've missed Evo a lot. I've missed live Evo a lot. Online Evo is nothing like the real thing. This will be fun. So yeah. what else to say? That was a fun stream. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to dragging as many of my colleagues into the mess as I can, convincing a couple of them to push some bigger buttons with me than you can get with a GameCube controller. It'll be fun. And of course, the biggest thing to look forward to is all the announcement that comes with Evo as well. They do try to host panels as well, but honestly, I've been to those. They're not exactly very good. That's the Amber Alert. It's loud. It's also nowhere near me. I can't help. That's pretty much it. Reminder, I am going to be switching platforms soon to Twitch TV. The only thing holding me back, frankly, is the fact that I haven't finished Pokemon. I refuse to simply, split the VODs in half for that. But do follow me on Twitter and TikTok for further news on that. If you happen to be a streamer as well, I will be posting some... I've been driven to post some streaming guides onto TikTok so that people stop doxing themselves for stupidest reasons. But yeah, look forward to that. I'll be making some shorts in the coming days. Other than that, thank you for following along. Watch me play Pokemon tomorrow, and I will see you all later. As always, my friends, eat well.